Do we have any golfers in here right now? Come on, golfing enthusiasts, stand up and make some noise. Now, if you're a golfer who loves to hit on the cart girl, keep making noise, and please, for the love of God, check yourself into Arkham Asylum ASAP.
Please don't thank me.
Thank you.
I am being dangerous.
You do recognize that you are absolutely stunning, right?
I just saw this golden nugget here today, and I've got to show you perhaps the most aggressive and most inefficient Riz ever captured on camera. Now, to briefly explain what a cart girl is to those who might not know, it's an employee of the golf course who rides around in what's fundamentally an ambulance for people that are really hungry or thirsty on the course. They bring a bunch of, like, snacks and stuff so that way you can purchase them to, re-energize. Well, this gentle sir here, after tipping a fedora, decides that he wanted a little more than refreshments from the cart girl this time around. So, I don't know exactly what led to it, but you can see in the beginning he said, "Please don't thank me," and then goes on to say that I'm being dangerous. So I have to imagine it went like this. She approaches in the cart and she says, "Hey sir, do you need beverages?" And he's like, "I'm being dangerous, you're beautiful."
Most men, I would imagine, most men, especially of an older generation, they're not used to seeing such apparent beauty. No, when they see someone just as breathtaking as you, it is a wonderful thing to find someone attractive and then to have their attention.
Brother, you don't have her attention, you have her held hostage. She is working, she is obligated to interact with you, and you also have your entire arm on the steering wheel of the golf cart. She couldn't leave, even if she made a mad dash to try and get out of there, pedal to the metal. He has got her trapped in his spider web here, locked into this cutscene that she can't skip. I also hate the way he talks. He talks like a pinky-up, old-school Redditor gloating about understanding a Rick and Morty joke. Like, he talks like he's giving some kind of self-help speech. It's so annoying. It's just the way he goes on. Like, it's like a drama club thespian troupe type monologue that he gives here. And it also doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean most older men probably haven't seen beauty like her? Wouldn't older men have been exposed to more beauty because they've been around longer? What, just because this guy watches porn or something, he thinks, like, old men must not have seen what I've seen. I understand how to handle myself around attractive women. I consume porn.
For however fleeting it may be. And so for me as a man, to see someone as stunning as you, it is exhilarating. So imagine being in your presence, being in your orbit, these older gentlemen who have never seen such beauty. I would imagine that they are just taken so aback that they become monkeys, like most men are. More into understanding why I feel what I feel.
I don't know why he's so aggressively yelling it at her. "You're stunning!" And then he also takes these long pauses. I would imagine your beauty takes older men and reduces them to primates. Not like me, nope, not like me. You see, I can understand your beauty doth has tingled my very soul. It is exhilarating, exquisite, even the subtle vicissitudes of love blossoming on the course. 18 holes, 18 souls, bound together, you know what I'm saying? He is trying so hard to do the classic nice guy thing. I'm not like most men, not like most men. They become monkeys. Me? Nope. Definitely not doing that. I just love you. I'm just in love with you. Do you know that? I think you are absolutely beautiful, and you have my heart. I will actually die for you if you ask me to do so. Did you know that? Because I love you. Why are you not reciprocating these feelings right now? Why are we not going back and forth with this? Do you not feel the same? What did I do wrong? Huh? You hate me? Oh, you hate me, do you? Okay. Like, that's exactly like the tone of this flirting right here from this guy. It's like the creepiest Riz. Now, when I was initially watching this, I saw something dangling from, like, his shirt. I thought at first it was, like, a really big goatee, but upon further inspection, it's not. So then I thought this may have been, like, a skit or something, because it started to look like a mic, like a lav mic, but when I blew it up and enhanced it like it was fucking CSI, it turns out it's sunglasses. At least I'm almost 100% sure it's sunglasses that he has, like, on, like, the collar here. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is staged or anything. It doesn't look like it, and that isn't a mic. If it was a mic, the audio would be far clearer. It's pretty clear that it's coming from the phone that she has in the cart. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, that I went through like a whole investigation here to see what that fucking dangling thing was.
Are you doing cart?
Yes. But I will tell you this, if I do see you again, which I hope I do,
I think I'll be around.
I'm going to want
maybe
to
one
talk
more
to you
time.
more. I like being in your orbit. I
Thank
hope
you.
you are told on a daily basis that you are treasured.
Much as I hate to say this, I am going to miss you. I want to enjoy every moment. And I hate knowing that this moment is going to end. You have beautiful golfing in front of me. It's
We do.
just, I have someone so beautiful in front of me right now, too.
I have become a puddle in my pants. Excellent work, gentle sir. Wow. That was very smooth. A lot to take in there. A very strong finale. The conclusion couldn't have been better. He laments that their conversation has to end because she needs to get back to work, and you have occupied plenty of her time with this song and dance. But he wants to give a parting speech anyway. I've really enjoyed our time together, ma'am. If you could rate me 5 stars on Yelp for this conversation, it'd mean a lot to me. Like, he's trying to, like, sell her on something. And he's like, I really hope I see you again. And if I do, fair warning, I'm gonna want to talk to you again. Yeah, I'm gonna want to say hello again. I'm gonna come over and fucking bother you again. Yes, I am. You know, it's just so hard to say goodbye. You know, it really sucks that these moments have to end. Like, time progresses. It's kind of cringe, right? You know, I wish we could stay locked in this conversation forever. I'm sure you do as well. And, you know, it's just something you got to really stop and smell the roses about. Like, I got beautiful golfing in front of me here, going 45 over par on the daily. But I also have something beautiful right here. You. And, you know, I'd really like to kind of just stay over here in this beauty, you know what I mean? You're leaving? Oh, okay. No, yeah, okay, you're leaving? All right. Now, I think there is a strong lesson here, a good takeaway for those watching at home. Don't be like this guy. Not just on the golf course, you know, like, this guy, he's shanking the drives when it comes to flirting. Like, these are some really rough slices. And this kind of tactic will be bad no matter where it is deployed here. Like, aggressively yelling compliments at a woman, like, to her face, that's just going to be perceived as, like, a threat. Like, it is, as he said, dangerous. Like, that just seems dangerous with this guy who comes up acting unhinged. You're stunning! Stunning! Exhilarating! Like, it's weird. It's odd. And also coupled with the fact that he is literally impeding her ability to leave if she wants to, like making it harder for her to flee the conversation. Not great. Not the ideal circumstances to try and have love blossom there. So I would recommend not flirting in this manner to anyone, anywhere, even outside of golf courses, believe it or not. But yeah, anyway, I just want to talk about this a little bit. It had me pretty surprised here. That's about it. So yeah. You saw the Scientology building removed all the door handles and now they're completely locked down. I saw. They're in DEF CON mode.
So these Scientology raid TikToks have gone so bad that the Scientology buildings removed the handles from their doors. Now, I'm sure you've heard about this trend by now, as people would just raid the Scientology buildings to try and understand how the building looks on the inside. And it's actually been working, as they've been actually able to slowly get a map of how the inside of it looks. This one group with a guy dressed as Jesus probably was the one that went the furthest, as they basically went around the entire building.
This was a really good speed run. They did do, like, the entire thing. They didn't make it up to, like, Xenu level suites or anything, but they did have a good run.
But now they have finally caught on to the trend and seem to be trying to stop it by any means necessary, even putting guards on the outside of the building. But honestly, I really hope this doesn't stop them, because I want to see this trend continue. So
we all do. One of the first good TikTok trends ever. Why do people even want to do this? Because Scientology's a dangerous fucking cult, man. And they operate in complete secrecy and complete immunity. So they're fucking with them. All power to them. Let them run. Let them speed run their buildings. Isn't it illegal to not have door handles? People say it's a fire hazard. Scientology operates above the law. So even if it is illegal, it's not going to change anything. It doesn't matter. And that's not an exaggeration. Scientology is literally above the law. I'm not making like a joke. They can do anything. So it's not gonna matter. Brother, they have literally a hole where they send people who misbehave. They have a black site. And it's well known. They have their own secret prison. Secret's the wrong word. and nothing gets done. They can do anything they want. No, they don't, brother. They literally do. I only just learned about it recently because I hadn't been keeping up with Scientology. But it's called The Hole. They have their own private facility where they house their bad members. And it's genuinely just a fucking prison. Like, it's crazy. A place of confinement and humiliation where Scientology's management and culture, always demanding, grew extreme. Inside, a who's who of Scientology leadership went at each other with brutal tongue lashings and even hands and fists, intimidate each other into crawling on their knees and standing in trash cans, confessing to things they hadn't done. They lived in degrading conditions, eating and sleeping in cramped spaces designed for office use. Yeah, but they have a Navy too, which is pretty cool to see. Is that true? I didn't bother researching that claim. I wouldn't be surprised. I bet they do have their own Navy. Yeah, the Sea Org. Yep. They do have their own Scientology Navy. It's a private Navy. They have their own uniforms and ranks. The Sea Org. They're looking for the Philosopher's Stone. True. You know about the skateboarding YouTube channel where the owner gives all the revenue to Scientology? Braille. Yeah, that's how we got on the Scientology speedrun topic last time. I'm very familiar. I know all about Braille. All of Scientology sounds like a Fallout DLC. Well, that's because it's literally designed by a sci-fi writer. It is meant to be that way. The actual purpose of Scientology, though, is to hose money from desperate people and prey on them and control them. And they use celebrities as a means of doing that as well. So the celebrities see profit. Obviously, people like Tom Cruise don't actually believe this shit, but they make money. To be fair, Tom Cruise might be the only celeb believer. Maybe, I mean, I don't know Tom Cruise personally. Maybe he does worship Xenu. I have no idea. But the celebrities that are members there are truly there just because of how much they get in return for it. There's a rumor Tom Cruise hires Sea Org to clean his house when he's away. I haven't heard that. That's fucking awesome, though. Don't they own all of Clearwater? They do, yeah. I've talked about that quite a bit. Clearwater is literally the Scientology hub. Yeah. Check out the Mind's Eye lawsuit yet? Oh yeah, I meant to look at that. Mind's Eye studio employees sue management over installing secret monitoring software on staff devices. Group of unionized employees at Build a Rocket Boy, Barb, studio behind Mind's Eye, have initiated legal proceedings against the company. They allege that management installed invasive surveillance software on their devices without proper consent, violating UK data protection laws. This marks the second major legal confrontation between staff and leadership in under a year. It was all in the pursuit of greatness that is Mind's Eye. Sacrifices must be made to achieve this level of quality. I don't know what they don't understand. It was TerraMind, a monitoring tool capable of tracking keystrokes, capturing screens, and recording microphone audio. Wow. Had to make sure it wasn't leaking to Rockstar. They were really sweating Mind's Eye. The GTA killer. He's gone full psycho. In the DLC mission, he put real devs' names in there as enemies. No shot. I know one of the DLCs was apparently about, like, the sabotage.
There's a lot of discussion and a lot.
I know that, but there's no way he used real devs' names here. Oh yeah, here it is. He really is committing to it. We will use these people, these names, and these facts for our own fun. We're gonna put some of these names into our upcoming spy mission. What a freak. You made a shit game. It's not saboteurs, bro. Your game is ass. Holy delusion. Oh my god. We've got very strong evidence of this and conducted quite thorough investigations over the months since launch. We've identified parties involved and announced with the authorities both in the UK and US to deal with. You installed surveillance hardware, surveillance spyware into your employees' machines illegally and are getting sued for it. What evidence could you have possibly gathered other than your employees saying, man, this shit is trash, but I need my paycheck, so I gotta work on it? Like, that's gonna be it. You actually think there's gonna be fucking arrests? We'll leave it to them to do what they do, make their arrests or any announcements in due course. I think we're not saying anything further at this stage on that. We'll just let the natural course of justice take its path. I am so curious to see what evidence of sabotage they have. Maybe I will play the DLC. I am beyond curious what sabotage he thinks happens. Because he played the game. He's like, yep, this is it. This is the game I want to ship. This is the game I want to charge fucking $60, $70 for, whatever it was. I forgot now. This is the one. He played it. He didn't say, man, this game is shit. Don't play it. I can't release it in this state. Sabotage has occurred. I can't release it. He played the trash. And now he's grasping at straws. Who wins in a fight? 2017 Charlie or 2026 Charlie? Oh, easily 2026. I've said this a lot, man. At 31, I am the strongest I have ever been. Like, I feel like I could fucking snap 2017 Charlie in half. Like, it's not even close. I feel stronger at 37 than I did in my 20s. I'm telling you, man, dirty 30s ain't bad. 40 might be different, but I've been actually really enjoying 30. I feel like I'm hitting all new strength goals. Being active feels good. Granted, I do think I'm more injury prone, like I'm more fragile, but I mean, that's the price you pay, I guess. You know what's been really good for strength, though? I've been doing this for like the last, I want to say like 3.5 weeks, and it's been helping me like get up on bench even more. Like I said, my goal's been 225 on bench for a little while, and I've plateaued a bit. But I started doing something called greasing the groove, which I know sounds like a sexual euphemism, but who here has heard of that? GTG training. Do you have any GTG knowers? I saw it on a toilet cubicle once. Genuinely, no. Literally not a single person has said yes to knowing what that training is. It's an old school method of training. The methodology is you do sub-maximal reps for a lot of sets throughout a long period of time. So you take long breaks in between your sets. And you do sub-maximal, and you just do it a lot. And the idea is your brain makes a stronger neural connection and will be better at that specific lift over time, so you can start breaking through plateaus. So it's like a mix of high volume training and just like repeated on the same thing over the course of your days. And for me, it's worked really well on the bench. It's like a really old school training method. I think it's like Soviet era shit. Without changing weights? No, you gradually go up. You still have to progressively overload. But you do sub-maximal reps. You don't go to failure. You never go to failure. That's the point. That's the big change. You never go to failure, and you take huge rests in between your sets. And it's been working for me, so I've been really liking that. How long's the breaks? It truly is up to you, but usually like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. That's what I've been doing. Sometimes even more. 2-hour lift session. I don't even view it as just a session. So what I'll do is I'll do one of the sets, then I'll come up here, play around a siege or something, like today, Master Duel, finish up a duel or two, go back down, hit another, come back up. So I don't even view it as just like a session. But I have a bench in my house, so it makes it a little easier. But if you're actually going to a gym for your lift, it makes it really fucking long. That'd be a long time in the gym. You do any cardio or legs? I haven't done cardio in a little while outside of just like basketball. But that hasn't been super frequent. I was running on the treadmill for a while, but I kind of petered out on that. But I train legs. I was doing squats for a little while, but I just really don't like doing squats. I want to get into hack squats. But I don't want to go to the gym just to do hack squats. So instead, I've just been doing deadlifts here. And I've been doing deadlifts the same way I've been doing bench with the old GTG training. And it's been good. No crazy gains on my deadlift, but it's been steady. Are you sure you didn't invent that term? I swear to God, it's called greasing the groove. You can look it up. It's a very real thing. It's very old and it's not that popular. But yeah, if you just type in greasing the groove, grease the groove, you'll see it. Hit a trap bar. That's what I do my deadlifts with. I do a trap bar. I like trap bar deadlift more than just straight bar. And it's a fairly popular approach. No one calls it that. Yes, they do. They call it GTG training. It stands for Grease the Groove. What do you mean? It's not that popular, though. But what do you mean? That is literally what it's called. Did they change the name at some point? Did they rebrand? What do they call it, then? They call it working out now. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense. You see the PlayStation 30-day license deal for digital games. You'll own nothing. I did see it. I did. Indeedy. I saw. I don't think Sony's officially said it yet. But yes, I saw the reports. This is something we actually need to fight back on. PT is going to be gone after 30 days for people who have it downloaded. I did not even think of that. You're 100% right. That means everyone, like me, who has PT is going to lose it after 30 days. What an interesting consequence that I didn't even think of. There's nothing good, by the way, with the 30-day DRM that they have, but that's a really unique one. No, they're not applying it retroactively. Oh! So it's only for games going forward now? So every game you buy going forward is going to have the 30-day DRM? I didn't read that. Not in the report I saw. Spawnwave Media has a video showing it's real. He tested it. Finally. Someone actually putting it to the test, because like I said, Sony hasn't officially made a statement on it or anything yet. But I'm assuming his testing confirmed it. I'll have to watch the whole thing later. Review bomb battles aren't rare, but they are embarrassing. And right now there is a bloody showdown going on between Breaking Bad fans and Game of Thrones fans.
The most recent episode, In the Name of the Mother, was originally sitting at a 10 out of 10, which is quite common when a really good episode of a show releases because fans will flood the ratings with 10 out of 10s before it eventually settles a little bit lower when the less hardcore fans give it a rating. But there wasn't really a chance for this to happen. Soon after release, the episode started getting review bombed, as you can see by this perfectly natural voting distribution. I guess the show is either a 1 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10.
This shit is always so cringe. I've said it a million times. I think Breaking Bad is a perfect television series, and this episode in particular, I think 1000% deserves a 10 out of 10. Till the cows come home. If the universe lasts another 10 billion years before the heat death, I hope at that moment Ozymandias will still have a 10 out of 10 rating, because that's what it's earned. I think it is an incredible masterpiece. But that doesn't mean that nothing else can ever be a 10 out of 10. There can only be one. Shit. Even the Sith in the fucking Star Wars universe had the rule of 2 at the very least. It's ridiculous how there's like this gatekeeping of 10 out of 10 from the Breaking Bad fans. So anytime something even starts to like encroach on that sacred ground, on the Ozymandias sacred ground, they start review bombing it without ever having seen it at all, just to fuck it. It's so embarrassing. Like, there's a group of people in every fandom that for some reason take it so seriously that they put the achievements and the accolades of the property they're a fan of on their own soul. So in this case, there are people whose entire identity and personality revolves around being a defender of Breaking Bad and ensuring that this 10 out of 10 remain unsullied by anything else coming close, and they'll fight tooth and nail for it. It's just so embarrassing because, like, they feel personally attacked because another show has an extremely good episode, like in this case, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms with In the Name of the Mother. I am a huge fan of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I already made a video recently glazing it, which thankfully has not aged poorly or anything because this show is only getting better. The finale airs tonight. I'm extremely pumped for it. And I think that this was an incredible episode of the television show. Do I think it would have stayed a 10 out of 10 without the review bombing? No, I don't think so, because it's not a 10 out of 10 episode. Very few things are. It probably would have settled in like the 9-7-ish range if I had to spitball, but the fact that it got review bombed in there and just fucking dragged to hell for the crime of just being an extremely good episode of a television series is so fucking silly.
Well, due to having a 10 out of 10, and the only other episode of a show with a 10 out of 10 being Ozymandias from Breaking Bad, when the review bombing started, people were quick to blame Breaking Bad fans. And I'm sure a lot of the review bombers were, but also some people just like causing chaos. Well, anyway, the news that Breaking Bad fans were review bombing the show went viral, and in turn, Game of Thrones fans decided to retaliate, review bombing Ozymandias, which held a rating of 10 out of 10 for basically 13 years. But after the recent review bombing, is now sitting at a 9.7 with a massive 71,000 one-star reviews.
That is a very good point. There's no 100% confirmed evidence to suggest every single one-star review bomb that came out of nowhere was from Breaking Bad fans or anything. There definitely are people that just want to poo-poo on anyone's fun and do what they can to shove a little misery wherever they are able to. So it's definitely possible it's just people that did it for the sake of, fuck you guys and that's it. But there were some very vocal Breaking Bad fans going through the marching orders of review bombing this and getting a lot of people on their side to do it, at least from what I saw. And what is clear is after that story went viral, as Dolan Darkest said, then Game of Thrones fans responded by review bombing Ozymandias, and now it is no longer at the 10 out of 10, which is that's an affront to God. Because I do think it is a 10 out of 10 episode. There's a reason why it's held a 10 out of 10 for 13 years. And now it's gone. Fizzled. Over what? Why? Why spill this blood? Why can't multiple shows be extremely good? Why can't there be 10 out of 10 episodes in more shows? I would rather that world as opposed to just one 10 out of 10 ever made. Like, I don't see why Breaking Bad fans get upset if there's another show that gets, teetering on a 10 out of 10 or extremely close, whatever, that they feel they need to start review bombing to keep it in line so that way there's only ever one. I would much rather a world where many shows are having 10 out of 10 masterpiece performances because that's much more entertaining than just getting served dog shit.
Similar things have also happened in the past with Attack on Titan fans and Breaking Bad fans review bombing each other. You can tell it's bad because the next episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which actually hasn't even released yet, has also been review bombed. The entire thing is basically just next level unemployed activities.
True. Dolan's right. So yeah, even the episode that's airing in a couple of hours from now is already been review bombed here because of this pointless loser fight.
Here's some of the more pathetic reviews from either side. We've got this Breaking Bad fan giving it a 1 out of 10 and saying, Game of Thrones can never be a percent of Breaking Bad. Bunch of cornball fighting over this medieval slop, just stories of kings and kingdoms. I have seen better in that genre too, but this is too overrated and review bombings won't even change the fact that Breaking Bad has been 10 out of 10 for more than a decade. And Game of Thrones, even in hundreds of years with hundreds of sloppy spin-offs, can never do it for once.
Jesus Christ, Junior, from the sound of your message here, it doesn't even sound like you were alive when Breaking Bad was airing. Holy fuck, did he write that review on construction paper with a box of crayons? My God. I think that is the perfect epitome for these review bombing soldiers here, the champions on the front lines of these review bomb battles between fandoms. That right there is the perfect summation of their mentality. Actual baby brain.
And we've got this one from a Game of Thrones fan. The last thing you're ever going to see is a Game of Thrones fan smiling down at you as you loose your rating. When people ask what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for Breaking Bad. Not every story is about a chemistry teacher with ego issues. Some episodes are about character depth, atmosphere, tension before the storm, subtle storytelling.
Holy Redditor. I can actually hear the grease and fedora slipping off of his cranium as he typed that one up. To be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand review bombing, am I right? Oh my goodness gracious.
It's just embarrassing, man. I mean, I guess Breaking Bad fans were the ones who started it. The best outcome I can think of is that IMDb just wipes all the fake ratings from both shows over the last few days, and the people involved go out and apply for a job or something. You're allowed to like both shows, guys. It's not a competition. Thanks for slopping by.
I don't know if that's something IMDb often does with getting rid of baloney, bogus reviews that are very clearly like this, a review bombing back and forth buttfuck fest. I don't know if they do that, but if they don't, probably should. I think it is such a crime that because of all of this hoopla, Ozymandias is no longer a 10 out of 10. And as Dolan said, it does seem like Breaking Bad fans were the ones that started this just completely unnecessary nonsense review bombing war, all because A Night of the Seven Kingdoms had a banger episode that was doing really well on IMDb. And now look where we are. All this bloodshed for what? Nothing to show for it. War. War never changes. Yeah, review bombs are cringe. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. Yeah, I missed it again. Call me your mother, because I just got fucked raw again. So, I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm going to be talking about. Yesterday, Dogecoin exploded, going up to like 47 cents. Some of you watching are probably already millionaires because you cashed out on your Dogecoin. I am not one of those people. For the last few months, I've had this overwhelming fear of missing out on anything. Ever since the whole GME GameStop stock explosion, I scratch at my neck like a goddamn meth addict waiting for my fix on things to make sure I'm in early on. And yet still, somehow, I fucking miss Dogecoin. And that's an understatement. I didn't miss Dogecoin. I made the conscious decision to not invest in Dogecoin. Last month, like early April, I put money into every fucking crypto altcoin possible except Dogecoin. I put money into a goddamn crypto that only one person in my Twitch chat mentioned one time. It's probably something he made in his goddamn basement just for like a little pump and dump scheme. Something that I'm the only one who has any fucking coins in. And I put money into that and not Dogecoin, an established meme coin for like a decade now. I don't know how dumb a human being can be. I'm that stupid asshole that showed up to the party of crypto and decided not to have any fun, not gonna drink any alcohol, or just have a good time at all. I came in there to be miserable, and that's exactly what I'm fucking doing. I was convinced in my stupid idiot brain that Dogecoin was gonna go back down to like 2 cents and I'd wait till then to put money in. And I wasn't in any rush, it's a marathon, not a sprint. There's no reason to blow my whole load here and go in at 5 cents. I'll get a better deal during the fire sale. Maybe I'll wait till Thanksgiving's Black Friday deal for fucking Dogecoin. And then of course Elon Musk takes one puff of weed and makes a tweet about Dogecoin again. And that shit soars to record heights. And I'm just sitting here with my fucking soft cock in my hand, all sad and lonely. Of course this massive boom here isn't entirely thanks to Elon Musk or anything. But he's kind of like the face of Dogecoin at this point. He is to Dogecoin what Jesus Christ is to the Bible. He's just such an instrumental part of the whole Dogecoin story at this point. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Dogecoin overthrows the US dollar as the preferred currency. It's just getting to such wacky and wild new heights, and I'm still just over here playing with my little action figures in the bathtub of awful altcoins that aren't moving. So when that day does come, I hope you Dogecoin enjoyers, the Dogecoin overlords, will accept my humble schmoobles. I'm extremely happy for everyone who did make huge fat stacks from the Dogecoin boom. A lot of people from Twitch chat last night were talking and flexing their earnings from it, and I really am happy for those people. It's great to see people winning like this, especially today, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a little shitty sitting on the bench while the Dogecoin team celebrates the national championship victory here. And this is really just like the whole story with me in crypto. Some of you know this, but like in 2015, early 2016, I first got into crypto. Andrew and I actually both got into it at the same time, and we put money into like the big ones. At the time, Litecoin was like $10, Bitcoin was just a little over 1,000, Ethereum was like 100, and we put money into those and we sat on them for a while. I got kind of into it, like I was experiencing that early frat douchebag crypto mania. So I was buying like some Ripple, some Monero, Tether, a couple others, and I just sat on it for a long time and completely lost interest. And as time progressed and these things started blowing up, last year I realized I no longer had access to all of those coins. And by last year I mean like 5 months ago. So like 5 months ago, I realized I didn't have access to my Bitcoin. I had like 2 Bitcoin. I didn't have access to my Sia coin, my cherished Sia coin, which when I bought it was worth 1/8 of a penny. And all of this shit, my Ripple, I had a fucking ton of that. I couldn't get it anymore. It was on this wallet that I didn't have the password nor the 12-digit security code for. So it's locked away in this like Egyptian tomb here, and I can't get to the sarcophagus to unearth my Bitcoin and shit, which would be worth a lot right now. And it's all just sitting there in this old decrepit wallet, just rotting away, scared, wondering when its parents are gonna come by and pick them up from school. And I just can't fucking get into them. So ever since realizing I would never be able to get into Atlantis and get my old cryptos back, I tried to get back into crypto so I wouldn't have to go through this traumatic experience again. And yet here we are again, repeating history where I've missed out on the main crypto that's blown the fuck up. And it's one that I actively turned away. It came to my house to trick or treat, and I spit in its face and told Dogecoin, get the fuck out of here. And it makes me sick. It's incredible how I can constantly make the worst possible decisions when it comes to cryptos. It's almost more impressive to actively fuck up this many times than it would be to even accidentally get it right once. It's pretty wild, and still pretty upsetting. I know, of course, just like with GME, there's a lot of people that will hold for the rest of their lives. They will be taking their Dogecoin holdings to the fucking grave 80 years from now. But there's no shame in the people who did sell. I was reading a post from a guy on Reddit who sold a lot of his shit to put all of that money into Dogecoin, which is extremely reckless, and I would never recommend that to even my worst enemy. But he did that, and when Dogecoin exploded, he sold and was able to make over like $1 million, which is more money than he'd ever seen in his life, which was really able to help him out in a really tough time. It was a really touching story to read. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Reddit didn't either. It's not like they were doing standard Reddit shit where if you post a picture of an animal, they tell you why the animal's actually miserable and dying. They didn't do that here. They weren't like insulting the guy for selling. They were just cheering him on, happy to see someone succeed like that. But there is, of course, a lot of people that think if you sell, you're weak, paper hands, diamond hands for life. And it's all a fun meme and everything, but just know if you sell, you're not like a weaker person for it. Or maybe you are, maybe you're just a cowardly bitch who just couldn't hold on because you didn't have the strength to. I don't know, I don't have any Dogecoin. I'm just sitting here on the fucking sideline speculating at all the fun everyone else is having. Anyway, just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was a really interesting story. I remember when Dogecoin was created, it was like 2013, and it really caught fire almost immediately on Reddit. And I always just kind of laughed at it because I thought it was super goofy. And then even recently, just laughed at it because I thought it was super fucking goofy and would never be like a legitimate thing for anyone. I thought it was just a pump and dump scheme for a lot of YouTubers to exploit their fans with, which for a little while it was. But now, since a lot of other non-YouTubers who aren't just trying to fuck their fans in the ass have hopped on and started promoting it and started using it, it started to actually blow up. So, I'm wrong, I'm eating shit on it. I thought Dogecoin would never get to the level it is right now, and I'm happy to see that I was wrong. I really am. It is great to see so many people doing so well because of having Dogecoin. And I just wanted to talk about this because it's a fun story. It's a feel-good story. That's about it. So yeah. The fuck is that insect thing? The beetle. I guess it's just the beetle. Look at that beetle right there. Millions of years of fine-tuned evolution. The UFC fight is going on, so I've heard. Some boring-ass live-action fight. Who would want to watch a live-action fight when you could be watching this shit? See, like, in the real world, do you have Pinocchio fighting Lightning McQueen? I don't fucking think so. Come on, Lightning McQueen, ka-chow her ass. Give it to him, Static. What was Static shot? Wow. Holy shit. Mabel Pines dropping the Mabel penis on him. The beautiful Phil Swift. But I got the Nightmare moveset. Not even Flex Seal could stop the Nightmare moveset. It's just a lot of damage. Oh my god, it's gross. Phil Swift isn't chainsawing this Nightmare moveset in half. That's Ned's declassified, yep, he's even got the little thing over the glasses. Where he could like see through women's shirts and shit like that or something. Gave him like Superman vision. Holy fuck. Alright, I'll be the first to admit that is a better plank than my plank. Fine. I'll say it, it's a better plank. I wouldn't count out Soggy Champ. I really like Plank's voice lines, it sounds like a fucking avalanche. Like someone's throwing a bunch of rocks at a microphone for ASMR. He's really nailed Plank's voice very well. Oh, holy shit! Fucking punched the Plank out of Plank and now it's just a man. Where there was once Plank, there's only Headless Man. Oh, oh, oh! Who did it? Oh my god, Soggy Champ fucking did it. I can't believe it. It was nearly a fucking draw right there. He chest kicked him at the same time. Oh, holy shit. I forgot the name of the guy from Katamari, but there's Katamari. King of Cosmos. And then some weeb shit. JoJo's weeb shit. JoJo's nothing without his stand. You can do this, Katamari. Rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. Anthony Sullivan, show some respect. By fucking him real good. Call 1-800... Sully's dick? Oh, I blew it. Oh, it smells like Teenage Sullivan. That is an absolutely beautiful evil mermaid guy from SpongeBob. I forgot his name. Monster Merman. The Mermaider. Man Ray. That's what it is. I really wish I had chosen Eugene for this. This would have been a great showdown. Mr. Krabs versus Man Ray. Now this just doesn't make any sense. Why would Plank be fighting Man Ray? Plank doesn't care about Bikini Bottom. Man Ray was always the weakest. I'm just glad I'm not fighting the Dirty Bubble. Well, that's a fucking shame. I should have picked Plank. It's Ed. Fuck. I'm missing all of the thematic matchups. Now it's Mr. Krabs fighting Ed. That doesn't make any sense. God damn it. Whose dick is better? This is what I used to impregnate Miss Puff. Old Marcus. That's so nice to all 4 people that still remember Gears of War or play it. That's a nice throwback. They may not have revealed any new Metroid information at the Game Awards, but we're getting it here now. She'll be fighting the cul-de-sac. What a Sailor Moon! Oh, it's not Sailor Moon. It's Girl Gundam Sailor Moon. Ooh! A super neckbeard aviator? We're seeing a lot of neckbeards, but all different versions and different kinds of neckbeards. It's a very interesting species. Very versatile. Oh, it's a number 2 pencil. Oh, I get it now. Oh, fuck yeah. Alright, time to take the SAT. Oh, it's the Lincoln Memorial versus Bad Dragon, so it's gonna be a furry dildo. This is exciting. Some say Lincoln wanted to be buried with his Bad Dragon dildos. This should be a good fight. That is a great sword. Oh no. It's too beautiful. This is what Lincoln fought for. Well, he just put dildos out of business. They've gone extinct now. This Patrick Star looks more like a pink crayon. Flying Roach. Don't worry, pest control's here. Anthony Sully Sullivan. Fucking your wife when you're not home. God damn it, Rob Zombie. No one liked the Halloween movie you directed. That's a beautiful cow, man, yes. Oh, yes. Finally. Oh, it's a beautiful fucking it's a beautiful fucking cow, man, that's making me wet. Is the statement I was trying to get. Alright, this is... in true cowman fashion, he's getting fucking obliterated. I like it. Sticking with the theme. Oh, there he is. He's grazing. Now he's grazing. He's hungry. I think this is easily going to Sheriff Woody. Just far more powerful than Goku could ever hope to be. I haven't heard of video game drama this big since the whole Dream Minecraft speedrunning saga. What's happening with the Marvel Rivals $40,000 tournament situation is pretty bizarre. In a nutshell, there was a Marvel Rivals tournament with a $40,000 prize purse. There was a player by the name of Kingsman who really wanted to take this seriously, making a mention that this money would be very helpful to him as a college student. And the rest of the team didn't seem to take it all that seriously, and eventually, when Kingsman was trying to, make changes to the team comp so they could better stand a chance at winning, they all attacked him, and eventually it led to him getting kicked from the tournament. His team then went on to place second to last in the tournament.
Okay, guys. Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's not. You've been making me play circles.
How do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first of all, it's that ass Kingsman. Like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much. Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value because
No. She shouldn't be dead.
Yes.
I'm getting value because I'm 1v6ing.
Hulk isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza is 0-5, but we won the point, bro. Why? Because they were hard. Like, 4 people are dying here. That means 4 of their util, 4 of their resources are all spent on Zaza.
I saw this a couple days ago and I was so confused why anyone would be joining a tournament if they didn't actually care about winning at all. So he is very clearly trying his best to help the team win. And they were talking about like how toxic and annoying and insufferable he was, things like that, which eventually led to him getting kicked and being like disrespectful, that kind of thing. From all the clips I've seen, he never made any like personal attacks against anyone. He was never even like overbearing or like yelling and screaming. The closest he came was in this clip here where he's like, do you understand? Like, case in point, we should make a switch. This isn't working. Our widow is 0, 5, and 0, which is a very fair point and a good suggestion because it clearly wasn't working. They may have won the point, but I think it's a large part because Kingsman put the team on his fucking back here. Like 18-2, he was kind of going Insano style. I don't know why this became such a huge issue for his teammates where they hated him so much for trying to win that they started insulting him after the fact. And that's where most of the drama stems from. Them refusing to switch is one thing that feels like it's kind of trolling and just intentionally throwing the tournament for the sake of vibes, which is weird because, again, just go play quick play or something. Why even bother going into a tournament if the goal isn't to try and win it? He made it clear he wanted to sweat because this would be very important money for him in his situation with college. Now, I also heard that when the tournament was put together, there wasn't an announcement about how much money was on the line. So I think maybe there was some confusion from the team where they wanted to just play for fun and sillies and goofies. And then once $40,000 was announced, they still had that mindset. Meanwhile, Kingsman really wanted a piece of that pie because it would be helpful to him. It'd be like $3,000, which is a significant amount of money, especially for someone in college where this could be very useful. So that clashed where he really wanted to win. His team, who they didn't give too much of a fuck. They didn't think it was that big of a deal. So he, throughout like their time playing together, would be making like suggestions and saying like, hey, you know, there's going to be this in the tournament. There's going to be that. Maybe we should look at this. Maybe we should look at that. And I think they were just getting so annoyed that he was wanting to win so badly that they started to really resent him for it. It eventually led to like the bubbling over point where he got reported to the tournament organizer. They said a whole bunch of nasty stuff about him, and then it snowballed into what it is today, mainly because the team captain was so vocal about her disdain for this guy. She said things like, I'm pretty sure he spent all 20 years of his life inside playing video games, which is why he lacks social skills. You are also spending your time inside playing video games. You're a streamer. Why are you using that as an insult against him? I didn't really detect a lack of social skills throughout any of the footage I saw of them playing together. I guess you could make an argument that, you know, maybe his attitude could grind your gears because he was offering like a lot of advice on potential team comps, and he did multiple times mention like, hey, the Black Widow's probably not going to work here. We've got to be mindful of like dive comps, that kind of thing. Would you be willing to try like Bucky perhaps? And they would always kind of like roll their eyes at him and be like, shut the fuck up. Like, there's a clip I saw where one of them was like, you've got to just drop this, drop this, drop this. That's enough. Stop making suggestions, basically, about, you know, switching. It's not happening. Look, which I think is a pretty hostile response to that because this is coming from a place of him just trying to help the team win. I don't think he was being like necessarily overbearing with it or anything like that. He certainly wasn't really being aggressive about it. Like, he never got personal. He was never like insulting his teammates. He was never doing anything like that from what I could tell. So I truly didn't see like a lack of social skills. I just saw someone who really wanted to win because there was a significant amount of money on the line. And if you're in a tournament, why would you not be trying to win? Team captain even made this statement saying, I don't want to win with someone who can't take no for an answer, which is a certified stinky comment for sure. That's a big time PU moment right there for the Jumbotron. I don't know where that's even coming from. His suggestions weren't heeded. Okay. He didn't start like, you know, stomping his feet and yelling and screaming and pissing and shitting about it either. He's just like, okay, all right, we'll do it. We'll run it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. And when it didn't work, he did eventually say like, look, told you so. Can we please make this switch? And then still got attacked for it. I didn't see any examples of him not taking no for an answer. Like, yes, he did make a suggestion multiple times. Like, would you be willing to try this? Would you be willing to maybe switch here? What about this? But that isn't not taking no for an answer. That is coming from someone who wants to win a fucking $40,000 tournament. He then continued to insult Kingsman and I guess anyone that was supporting him in her Discord saying, yo, Kingsman cocksuckers, screenshot this. Y'all think I ain't seen the toxicity in the Kingsman Discord with not spreading hate from the mods and Kingsman community, fire emoji. This one will really get your eyebrow in the air. So she's calling out the people that were supporting Kingsman, saying they're cocksuckers and how toxic they are. Meanwhile, she has been the most openly toxic, like vocally expressing her disdain for this guy and now like his community. And let's not get it twisted. I think it's pretty obvious. Most people have probably seen a lot of like really dog shit takes from people that are using this as just like a giant insult against all women who play video games. That is absolutely happening, and that shit sucks. Those are some fucking losers you can make fun of. Absolutely. But she, from what I can tell when this message was sent, was talking about like anyone that was expressing support for Kingsman, and I'm sure there probably were some like absolute greaseballs that went through and said some terrible things, sure. But to extend that to like anyone that was supporting Kingsman, calling them cocksuckers, I think is just kind of crazy, especially considering she has by far been the most mean and nasty about this. Kingsman, from what I saw from the clips that were during this time, he tried to like actively say like, hey, don't go harass anyone and don't be mean. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like, he was clearly upset about it, but I felt like he was doing, or at least making an effort to try and stop people from going and doing shit like that. She, on the other hand, was just openly attacking him.
Character? No, I know. Everyone thinks this guy's a loser. Kingsman's a
like
loser.
a bug. That's just what happens.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that. And we're still gonna play Widow. I need this for my college. I need this for my college. I have about 6 or 7 more years.
This is a clip I keep seeing spread around. That first clip is when he is explaining like why the Widow's not going to work, and they're like, oh, great point. Go fuck yourself. We're still playing Widow. That's all we're gonna do. We're here just for good vibes, good time, and I don't care if this money means something to you, because it doesn't to us. That second clip, that is not Cece. That is someone else named Lucy, whom has deleted this VOD, so I can't even find the full context here, but from the sound of things, she is insulting Kingsman because of him expressing the want of the $3,000 because it would be very helpful to him as a college student. So then she's like making fun of him, taking the piss, even threw in an absolutely revolting 6'7" meme reference that'll make your skin crawl about it. It's just very mean-spirited. There's also another clip of her talking about it, saying, like, even if you support Kingsman, like it's fucking Israel or something. I don't even know what she was trying to say with that one. I guess since I referenced it, I'll show you that clip too.
I have a genuine question. Like, seriously, answer this. Even if you support Kingsman, whatever, support Kingsman like it's fucking Israel. Anyways, whatever you have in your head, I have a genuine question. I
think everyone has a genuine question after seeing that segment there. I don't know why she would be saying something like that with this. Again, the whole VOD, from what I can tell, is no longer accessible, so I don't even know what the question she was about to ask is. But yeah, it's definitely not a good look, and she is very openly, like, making fun of Kingsman from what I can see in the clips that still exist of it. But this is not Cece. This was not someone that played on Kingsman's team. I don't believe. All of this is only the tip of the iceberg, by the way. It gets so much deeper. There was a Google Doc that was put out there from the Widow's boyfriend. The tournament organizer initially like doubled down, saying, nope, I maintain my position here. He deserved to be kicked from this tournament. He violated all of our rules. And then today he came forward very somber, like, look, I know everyone's mad at me and they're right to be mad at me. I was wrong about everything. I looked at this misleading evidence. It was only from one side and it was incorrect. I acted too hastily. So now he's like singing a very different tune about how, you know, he's had this come to Jesus moment after seeing the other side of the story with Kingsman. It's very clear that he was manipulated by incorrect information. He shouldn't have kicked him from the tournament.
When they come in here, the people, when they come in here, when they hate, they're justified in what they're saying. They're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. 100%. No question about it. Like, there's no beating around the bush. I don't know why it's, like, difficult to admit when you're wrong and when you fucked up. I made a decision based off of haste and based off of misinformation, but everybody in the team knew what was going on. Everybody in this team knew what was going on, and the fact that nobody told me it was... That's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Also, Kaplunk, whom was the boyfriend in this story, is reaching out with an apology, saying that he went about it the wrong way and overstepped. Zaza, the Widow, told him to leave it alone, but he couldn't control his impulses. The demon had to be let out of the cage. Thus, He went in and started sending clips to the tournament organizer to kick him, the Google Doc, all that kind of stuff. And then finally, CC, the team captain, the one who was by far the most openly hostile to Kingsman and anyone that was showing any level of support for him, came forward with an apology as well, saying, "I'm sorry, I was going off the video and forgot to explicitly call this out. Earlier today, I woke up with 1,000 noties from the day before, and people had joined my server from Kingsman, having a panic attack, and I just started experiencing them. So in my freak out, I said Kingsman lacks social skills because he spends his time playing video games inside. I was angry and ended up lashing out at him instead of his community. I deeply regret it. I apologize for flinging another insult out. It shows I have terrible character, but I will be working on watching the words I say and getting help with my panic attacks." A community note even got hot dropped on here straight off the battle bus saying, "Even after the initial situation calmed down, CC continued to bully Kingsman and speak ill of him across social media. CC has a history of attacking other players and talking trash." So that apology didn't really go as smoothly as I think she was hoping it would. And interestingly enough, from what I can find, Kingsman throughout this entire thing has tried to urge people not to harass anyone that's been involved in it. You know, Zaza, her boyfriend, Cece, anyone. He's been trying to actively calm things down to the best of his ability, but this clearly blew up well beyond anyone's wildest expectations. And Kingsman actually was able to make over $3,000, which would have been his cut of the prize money should they have won the tournament, through subs and donations the last time he streamed, which I believe was last night. So a bit of a happy ending for Kingsman. Not exactly the smoothest sailing for his teammates that were bullying him, attacking him, and insulting him. That hasn't worked out super well so far. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yep.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm playing Need for Speed 2 for the PlayStation. Let's do this shit. My race car this afternoon is just a standard dinosaur. Should be a tooth and nail battle for first place. Let's go! It's not even pumping its feet to accelerate, it's using the fucking power of the force. But at 100 miles an hour, you can't argue with the results. Fucking incredible. Doesn't stand a chance, it just doesn't stand a chance. Oh shit. Impending decapitation! Just missed it. Oh fuck. He took that like a champ, he just phased right through it. No need to be alarmed, just checking out the sights. Where the fuck are we racing? Airbender Nation? Oh, there we go, out of the tunnel finally. Doesn't have a chance. If you've seen Jurassic Park, then you'll know. You're about to get some T-Rex ass cheeks up in your shithole. Come here! You're finished! I'm losing balance. Balance has been lost. I'm tumbling, I'm stumbling. Swift recovery. I definitely took the brunt of that, but this T-Rex takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Imagine if this dinosaur was your grandfather. You'd have the fastest grandfather on Earth. This dinosaur is zooming at 183 miles per hour. That was a pitiful clothesline by the building. 6th place out of 8, that's not bad. Those are legs on a dinosaur. They're dinosaur legs. That T-Rex has legs of a dinosaur. No one can escape the terror of a newsstand. They can run and they can hide, but no matter what, the newsstand will find them. If they think for 1 second they're safe, it's the last mistake they ever make. The newsstand will be there. If you see a newsstand coming after you, you may as well just give up because it's already too late. Would you like a sneak peek at tomorrow's headlines? Newsstand pulverizes blue car. Ah, fuck. Shit. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. If they don't want to come get the news, I'll deliver the news right to them. They will receive their daily dose of news, brought to them by the newsstand. What the fuck is this? He's holding a grudge. That's it? You have woken up a bull that shits. Eat this. He tripped me. He fucking tripped me. Yellow card his ass. Alright, he's going down. Come here, bitch. We're jousting. You're finished. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. 20-mile-an-hour collision. I'll be surprised if that car's not blown up. You can piss on a walkie-talkie all you want, but it won't help you here. Special delivery! If you think your Hot Wheels toy can outrun 18th century engineering, you're fucking wrong. Cowabunga! Oh shit! Gravity's taking us for a ride, but we're back on track. Alright, press forward. Enemy spotted. currently scooting through bowl of rice. I am in pursuit. ETA, 1 minute 30. Fuck! 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 Damn it! I have lost contact with the enemy. Longitude and latitude unknown. Destination unknown. Purpose unknown. Temperature of my nipples known. About 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. I'm sure you've seen a log rolling down a hill, but you have never seen a hill rolling down a log. Fuck it, this log's just going really fast. Oh shit! It's like a giant battering ram. I ended up catapulting him further ahead. Doesn't matter, this is the fastest log in existence. Damn it! Oh shit, I'm losing control of the oak. The oak is out of my jurisdiction. It's operating under its own free will. Wait a minute, there we go. We're back in business. Fuck you, sign. Trying to tell a log to slow down to 60 miles an hour. You should be ashamed. This is a fast piece of wood and the tree it comes from should be proud. Airborne! Sticks to landing. The tunnel of wooden slaughter. You've entered it. Oh, yes. No amount of workshop can prepare you for when wood strikes back. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. You think you can turn invisible and escape? You're mistaken. You will not be victorious. Shortcut. Yes. Oh shit. Spectacular acrobatics. It did like a fucking BMX knack-knack, but I guess the friction was too much and the wood caught on fire. You think you can escape me by going into this giant sandcastle? Is that the impression you're under? You're under the wrong impression then, son of a bitch. Home field advantage. You better call your employer, tell him you're fucked. Trees, lend me the power of oak. We didn't stay in that forest very long. What the fuck? I'm going to take first place. Come here. Come here. I'm making the push. I'm in first place. I'm in first place. I was in first place. It doesn't matter. I was in first place. All these people in these houses over here looking out their windows saying, yep, that's the log that was in first place. I'm not racing as just any old outhouse. I am Turbo Shitter. I'm gonna take the racing circuit by storm, son of a bitch! All part of the plan, just making sure that house had a shitter that was up to code. When racing against Turbo Shitter, don't forget to flush your hopes of winning down the drain. Just making sure the moon had a quality shitter. What the fuck is this cave? Ah, damn it! This cave is fucking producing lightning. This cave is having its own little party in here. What is this? Snow? This seems like a job for Turbo Shitter. You are an obsolete automobile. Mobile outhouses are the future. Oh, son of a bitch! Damn it! No, damn it! Just keep the seat down and put your toilet wheels on the ground. Come on. That's day one shit. That's basic. Oh, who the fuck puts landmines on the racetrack? Oh, this is absurd. Absolutely preposterous. I spy a weakness in their defense. They pushed me. Too much speed, we're flying. Turbo Shitter, no! I'm gonna take first place. It's not too late to win this race. Shit, nope, just taking a shortcut, that's all. Ooh! He just hit a fucking stalagmite. May titties guide you, soldier. Fourth place, that's not too bad. I expected more from an outhouse, but overall, that's a pretty solid performance. Alright, well, I'm done playing this. Well, that's the end of this video. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. See ya.
I saw the comments on the video earlier today. You guys were so nice to me about my hairline. Oh my goodness, I was blushing. Making a 31-year-old man feel like a boy again. So to celebrate, we cracked open a $35,000 box of Magic the Gathering cards. Whoopee! La, 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 la. Charlie flushing big bucks down the shitter again for the sake of banger content. And perhaps a bit of mental illness. Little column A, little column B. But you're not my dad, you're not my therapist, so I'm gonna keep doing it. This is something you don't see very often for obvious reasons. A, the boxes don't exist in large capacity anymore. They're extremely rare. And B, they're absurdly expensive. It is a Magic the Gathering box called Legends, which is legitimately a piece of Magic the Gathering history, which is my favorite card game. Have an entire channel dedicated to Magic. And this is part of our series Box Brawl, where we open every set of Magic and then build decks out of our pulls. We each get 9 packs each and make decks and have a brawl with them. So, this is our most expensive Box Brawl to date. The whole thing is up on the Skill Check channel. hold the opening. That's here on this channel. So if you want to see these cards in action, you can go there. I don't sell the cards or anything like that, but if you were to tally up the total from our pulls, it doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of what was lost financially when purchasing this box and opening it. The second you pull the plastic off, your money just... And that's part of the fun, baby. That's part of the thrill with Box Brawl. So I'll show you the opening here. And like I said, this is like a very important set in Magic history. This came out in 1994. That's the same year I popped into this world through the old birth canal. Now, when we were opening it, I didn't remember how expensive this box was because it'd been like over a year since I had purchased it. So at the time, I thought it was $15,000. But I don't know, due to inflation or maybe, you know, I don't know exactly what prices are looking like in vintage Magic these days, but whatever the case, it is $35,000 right now on the low end. I've seen it go up to $50K, so it's somewhere in that general ballpark. And we ripped this puppy open with reckless abandon, caution to the wind, and built some fucking outrageous decks out of the pulls. So go check out the skill check video if you want to see them in action. There's a link in the description. Hopefully you enjoy the opening here, though. I'm pretty pumped. So this is a Legends box. This was 1994. June. This introduced legendary creatures to the game.
And multicolored spells.
Yep. This is
without this, realistically, Box Brawls
never exists.
Yeah. We're not born without this.
Yeah, that's true. We cease to be.
Yep. So this is a pretty big one. The hits in this one are chunky.
Yeah.
So there's a Tabernacle.
Yes.
It's a few thousand ungraded.
We're in the 4 digits?
We're in the 4 DGs again.
Yeah.
Matt,
this is a big...
Matt is out of bed.
And I think that, like, the number of these boxes that are just existent or that people know about is, like...
very low.
Pretty low.
Look at how... I know, look at the...
Oh my
god. It's such thick plastic. It's not like the saran wrap that they use.
This was before we knew plastic was bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we do have a crooked pack, but I think it's because it went from here to here.
They weren't as good back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, this came out in June 1994. I came out in May 1994.
Whoa! I came out in August
So
1994.
this I just barely beat this box out into the world.
I was already at Friday Night Magics when this box was alive. Not really.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so we're going pack.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll do it that way. Let's see what we get. I think
Mine are a little twisted, but that's fine.
There's no foiling in this. This predates that practice.
Okay.
So I think our odds of getting like a big hits are pretty high. So
and we're looking for Tabernacle.
Tabernacle, Chains of Mephistopheles, Moat, The Abyss.
Oh no!
A lot of white and black
Urborg.
spells.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. A legendary land.
Wow.
You don't see a lot of those.
Is this a how to play?
Look at the first rules clarification. It's 2 paragraphs about bands with other.
Bands.
Do you think anybody's ever played Commander with a Legends box?
I don't think so. I was going to say, I don't know how many boxes of these have even been opened on camera. I bet you there are probably more Alpha box openings than there are for Legends box.
Do you want to know why? Because this is a 3-mana 2/6 with no other text.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
A good game.
Yeah.
Zach actually passed out for how much?
He passed away.
So they don't have any like indicators what's common, uncommon, or rare?
Not at all.
I think the Pit Scorpion was our rare.
So, looking at my pack on accident, the first card under this one was the rare.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, wait, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then the Tucknear Deathlock, the Summon Legend, is the rare.
So...
Wait, that's actually really good.
It's really not bad. It's a 2/2 4-mana flyer, and I can pay 2, and that's the old tap
That's the
symbol.
old tap symbol, yeah.
Target creature gains +2/+2 until end.
He's got a flyer.
Yeah, that's good.
My first card, Palladium Moors, the Naya Elder Dragon Legend.
That's
Holy
sick.
shit.
Wait, that's probably a big one.
It's a
Never
flampler.
sick.
It's a flying trample. You can pay Naya or it dies on every upkeep. And I got Pendlehaven. This is by an artist that I think I have a...
I love it. You have a Matt.
Yeah, I have a playmat. Dwarven Song, Dreamcoat, Equinox again, Giant Turtle,
Huge.
Divine Offering,
Pit Scorpion, yep.
Enchantment Altruism. Whoa, Glyph of Destruction.
That
That's
looks
cool.
sick.
Duskwood Boars,
It's like a band symbol from the
Amro Kithkin, Transmutation. That's a cool card. Remove Soul, and the Crookshank Kobolds.
All right.
Beautiful.
So we're going to pull off the rules straight into the big hit.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Vivictus Asmati. It's a ghost song.
Whoa!
It's a flying. I can play. I can get a bunch of stuff for paying mana.
Jesus, all these legends are flyers.
Yeah.
It's
A
all in-
7 mana, 8 mana flyer with 7, brother. You gotta go something.
Casimir the Lone Wolf.
Ooh.
It's just a 5/3 legend.
Pretty good.
Dude, legendary creatures
Oh, look,
abound.
another. Jedit O'Hannon.
Oh my god.
Oh, you got Urborg.
Urborg.
Yeah.
Urborg. Flash Flood. Crimson Kobolds. Duskwood Boars.
This is so cool.
Yeah, this is really
This is really cool.
I love these old sets.
I believe the most expensive uncommon that you are looking for is Mana Drain.
Oh, that makes
That
sense.
checks out.
Not vampire bats.
No, I'm not thinking vampire
Not
bats.
Wall of Wonder.
Yeah, I imagine not.
What about that 3 mana 2/6 in red that you got? That thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be a beater.
Oh, what did you get?
Uh-oh.
Is this good face?
Uh-oh.
No, it's just Rasputin.
Incredible.
This is the biggest pull right now.
Yeah, I think it
For-
is.
He's
how
a,
much?
He's a. Okay, sorry.
He is 110.
110, not bad.
All right, Zach. I also pulled your favorite card.
Ah, yes.
Barktooth Warbeard.
Oh, that's Patrick Star.
He's 7 mana legend 6/5 with no other text.
Wow.
Nice.
And I got a Pendlehaven.
Hey.
How much is this box?
I'll double check. I think it's 15K.
Yeah.
15K.
It sits around there.
Yeah.
So, oddly
Hornet
enough,
Cobra?
if some of the hits are a few thousand,
You could get close.
you could get closer on this box than most.
Yeah, 50,
Let's
it's
just
15K.
say I'm not thinking that we're gonna get there so far.
Name just in pencil.
Yes.
You just wrote it there.
This is back, and this was for a long time. A lot of the artists just signed their name on the art
Yeah,
on the card.
so
like,
many have it.
even in the commons, even
Yeah,
in the
it's
rares, like it's on most of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really funny.
This guy, I think, put a year. I think this says 93.
Yeah.
Is Reverberation anything? Or is that just a big bunch of trash?
Really big.
At least I got another legend. The Riven Turnbull.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this guy.
He's a 5/7 and he can tap to add black mana.
Wow.
Would you like to swing your 5/7 or
Well,
get
he's
one
a
black
7
mana?
mana 5/7. So either way, I think
yeah.
the game is over. I would like to summon Zach for a cameo that he may rip a
Zach,
Bring him in.
Come on here, boss.
All right, let's surf this. Also, I can't believe no one has said Elder Dragons are in this set.
Yeah.
This is where Commander comes from.
Nico Bolas.
think so.
One of the big
Yeah, Nicol
Any of the
Bolas.
Elder Dragons
What?
could be your commander, and that was the
Yeah,
idea.
Palladium Ores.
That's cool.
All right, we're looking
this
at
Ashmadi.
Ramses Overdark.
Oh, good.
What a stupid name.
Destroys a target creature which has an enchantment card played on it.
Well, that's my first D&D OC.
Abomination.
He was an abomination.
I don't know why it
Winds
sounded
of
like you said
Change.
abomination.
Abomination.
Backfire.
Abomination.
Glyph of Life.
Abomination!
Remove soul. Active volcano. It looks like a tropical island, but it's not.
True.
Barbary apes.
Yes.
If apes, monkeys. Or something like that.
Big.
Thank you, Zach.
Big pack. Big pack.
Overdark is really gonna help.
Here comes the big pack. Nope, that's Sentinel. Don't nobody care about that goofball.
What the heck is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait,
But
the
he
next
looks.
one looks cool.
I mean, he looks really fucking sad and stupid.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Chase, I want you to open this pack.
Okay.
Yeah. Be careful, because the one under that is the rare.
The one under this.
Yeah.
It comes at you quick.
Yeah, he
Comes at you quick.
starts
It comes
punching.
fast, like many of us. Oh, that's cool.
Rogon.
Yeah.
Karakeep. Put them in the right piles. Evil Eye of Ormsbygor.
Wow.
That's all one word.
That's amazing.
Ormsbygor. Backfire.
Back shots.
Casimir, the Lone Wolf. Giant. Wow, that's a guy.
Oh my god, that art
Oh
is
my
so
god.
Is he
Oh,
cool?
he's got a beer belly.
Oh my god, that's revolting.
I actually saw it earlier and just stopped looking at it because it made me
That
uncomfortable.
looks like a Smiling Friends character.
Oh yeah.
And Emerald Dragonfly and Alabaster Potion.
Alabaster.
Thank you very much, Chase.
Nice.
Nice.
I might be playing kobolds, dude. That's
Yeah,
so
that guy's
sick.
cool. That was really cool.
Let's get a real hit now.
That's
Matt.
Chase of the other channel appearing at the skill check channel
Yes.
on Charlie's channel.
Yes.
This is Inception. All right, guys, you want to stop fucking around here?
Yeah.
Kabam! Axelrod Gunnarsson.
It's my favorite.
I did not make that up. That's Axelrod Gunnarsson.
Damn it, he's gonna be worthless.
He's an 8 cost Rakdos. He's got trample, 5/5, and each time a creature is placed in a graveyard during a turn in which Axelrod damaged it, you gain 1 life and he does 1 damage to a target creature.
Of course.
Okay.
Hammerheim. It's a land.
You think this is repacked? We haven't got
Bloodlust.
anything big yet.
Winds of Change. I think we got $100 Rasputin.
We got a lot of packs to go.
Could be repacked. though.
It's a certainty. How long ago did you get this?
Like 6 months ago, probably.
That guy's long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Danny.
It's go
He skipped
go.
town.
So what's the before I
Tabernacle.
what's
Tabernacle.
what is the price on this box so I know what I'm getting
15K.
into? Oh,
Yeah.
that gets you up in the morning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a little bit of a...
Let's get him in there.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the trick.
Damn
Oh,
it.
shit.
And now it just changed.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
Nope,
Wall
it's garbage.
of opposition.
Ooh, a wall is the rare. It's tough.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
maybe
bad.
the rare is
Yucky.
the second position.
Yeah, it's actually going to be. Where's your red pile?
This is a bad repack.
Oh, Lady Orca.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
already.
no, this is definitely repacked. I think.
If Danny can't pull
Yeah.
Every time we open a box, it blows my mind that magic still exists. Like they
Charlie?
made it through this time.
You get anything?
You want to tell me about the art on this card?
Oh, what the fuck?
That is a nude woman.
It is just a naked
I'll
woman.
tell you about that.
Fully nude woman.
I've seen one of those before.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh.
He's bullying the cards.
Oh. That's not working.
Wait a minute.
Oh, but it's Boris Devil Boom.
Of course.
Penguinz a minor.
With an E or an O.
I can pay 4 to put a minor demon token into play.
Holy shit.
Storm Seeker. Mountain Stronghold. These are new.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, take it home.
All right, I reversed my pack like how
Oh,
Ryan
thank
did.
God. I was going to say that was ass.
Bloodlust.
terrible.
Red Mana Battery.
Red Rocket.
Whoa.
You mean like Fallout, right? You're talking about Fallout?
Fallout.
Giant Strength. Dude, what did they do to fuck that guy up so bad?
Well, he's just shit.
Cold of Kerkeep.
Oh, it's the long road or whatever. The shit in the road.
Yeah, the long walk.
Yeah.
Surely it gives us at least a mana
Wall of
drain,
Shadows?
right?
Yeah.
I would
Flash
hope
counter?
so.
How much is
Turtle?
mana drain worth?
It is 210.
Surely it gives us at least 10 of those,
Right?
right?
Revenant
think so.
Archer?
You think we're up to like 500?
Maybe.
Oh, Mountain
probably.
Stronghold and... Oh! Angus Mackenzie is a hit.
Is it?
Yes.
260, I think.
All right, we're back.
Woo! Angus Mackenzie.
We are back. Everyone is cheering because it's worth money, but when you're going to see this in the game, that card just says a person doesn't do combat
Yeah.
damage. This is going
It's
to be
fog.
horrible.
It is
What the
fog.
fuck? Every
Let me
turn.
see. What is it?
Creatures attack and block as normal, but none deal any damage. All attacking creatures are still tapped.
Oh, Divine Intervention! Yes!
How big? How big?
No, it's not. It's not like that. It's an 8-mana enchantment that says put 2 counters on this card. Remove a counter during your upkeep. When you remove the last counter from Divine Intervention, the game is over and considered a draw.
Our first draw.
That's very cool.
I am playing it.
135.
Oh! Oh, I forgot I had a pack to my left. Maybe it was sitting to the side.
Oh my god.
The sticky pack.
Oh, All Hallows Eve.
Oh, yes!
That's
I
big.
love that card.
That's really big. I think that's bigger than Angus.
500.
We're back, baby.
I mean, let me just get through here quick. I don't see anything that good.
Yeah.
Sick rare though. Sick.
That's a cool rare.
Dude,
Yeah.
All Hallows Eve is so
Huge.
sick to...
Oh, Nicobolus.
Oh!
You
How
have
many?
to play him.
That's the guy.
How many schmeckles?
About 200.
OG Nicobolus.
Jesus. Look at those pips.
He's lounging.
2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, 2 generic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Not bad. Not a terrible box.
Yeah, but so much
Would
fun.
have been worse. That was cool.
Yeah.
So, if you want to see us play with these cards, you can go over to Skill Check and actually watch us sleeve these make decks, play them, which is crazy. Nobody plays Magic this old.
That's true. It's just us.
for
It's just us.
I'm gonna play all planes in Divine Intervention.
There's always been a debate on what is the stupidest crime you could ever commit. But I don't really think it's that much of a debate. I think there is an objectively right answer. Pokemon card-related crimes. And they are so common these days, with people ruining their lives because they cannot help but try and steal Pokemon cards to resell them. It's almost dangerous to have Pokemon product on hand because it feels like it's just a matter of time before the greasiest loser you could ever imagine tries to break into your business to get their grubby paws on it. It's like dropping Tilted Towers in Fortnite back during Fortnite's heyday. It's just completely out of control. And it is only getting worse. This is spreading faster than fucking Gangnam Style in 2012. There is literally, like every single day, there is someone breaking into a card shop to steal thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards. And I've covered a lot of it, but I haven't in a little while, and it's not because it's started to die down or simmer down or anything. In fact, quite the opposite. I just haven't been covering it as much because it is just fucking pathetic, the state of the hobby right now, and there is so little more to be said about it. It sucks. But today I saw one that made me want to dust off this topic again because I think it is the perfect example to showcase just how extreme it's gotten.
Sad news at RNG Therapy. We experienced a break-in at 5:45 Tuesday morning. Two people, a male and a female, ran into our shop with a U-Haul and took some stuff. It's gut-wrenching. So yeah, just an update. Watch the video, check it out.
This couple rented a U-Haul seemingly with the sole purpose to ram it through the garage door of this card shop so they could steal Pokemon cards and then make a quick getaway. There's so much to unpack with that. They rented a vehicle to commit a crime. I feel like it probably won't be that hard to find who they are, assuming they had to provide some identification and payment information to even get the U-Haul in the first place. God willing, hopefully they don't get away with it. This is a level of insanity that dwarfs even some of the most absurd that I'd seen prior. They rented a U-Haul to crash it through this building to steal Pokemon cards. Holy shit. Also, they're just like manhandling the Pokemon cards. They're doing it au naturel, the way our forefathers used to steal Pokemon cards. They're not even using bags or anything. They're literally just grabbing like two fistfuls and walking it back and forth. Like they didn't even bring like bags or something to do it more efficiently. They are that fucking stupid. You are witnessing actual Neanderthal mode. You are seeing laid bare in front of you the dumbest society can provide you with. Holy shit. And you get a pretty good look at this girl's face, one of the perpetrators here. I'm hoping these two turbo idiots get caught pretty soon. I'm pretty optimistic that they will. It feels like there's a lot of information that you could probably get from the vehicle they rented here for it. Plus, you also have pretty solid surveillance footage of what they look like. Hopefully they will get caught. Now, the reason I wanted to yap about this is because of just how over the top it is. They fucking crash a truck through this card shop to get the Pokemon cards. In almost every other card shop break-in and robbery I've seen, they just bash the glass in. They'll hit it with a brick, a hammer, something. They just walk in and start breaking all the glass in order to steal the cards. But here, there's no glass for them to break through. It's a fucking garage door. It's a huge garage door. You would think that would be more difficult and like a deterrent from people breaking in. But no, these morons still find a way. Like, you are just not safe. If you have Pokemon cards, somehow these vermin will sniff it out, and come hell or high water, they will fucking bust through those walls like the Kool-Aid Man. It is shocking. They crashed a U-Haul through this garage door to get to these Pokemon cards. Next, like, you're gonna have to start putting your Pokemon cards at Fort Knox, but even then, idiots like this will probably still find a way to try and gain access. It'll be like Wile E. Coyote. They'll get the Acme Dynamite out and the plunger and try and like blow it up to get in. It's just so sad, the state of this hobby. And I feel terrible for this business. Like, I would have thought, given the location of this business being, pretty secure behind a garage door and everything, that they were likely going to be safe and be able to provide a nice little hangout card shop spot for their community. But no, still no. They crashed the car through it. Now, I watched some of the updates here from their Instagram page. They have replaced the garage door, which is not cheap, mind you, and they are trying to, keep their heads held high, moving forward into the future here. So they are back open for business, which is great. They were only down for a little while here after this. But it just sucks to see this, man. Like, I just feel so bad. It's not like these card shops are rolling in money. Like, it's not like these businesses are just raking in millions and millions of dollars. And yet they are just getting absolutely pillaged. Like the fucking Vikings are running through here and just dismantling their inventory of Pokemon cards. It's just dangerous. It's sad. It's fucking sad. And like I said, this is very, very, very common now. Like when I was looking for this to try and find it on my own, an unrelated story of 3 separate break-ins all in like a week came up. And like I mentioned, it's the standard song and dance that a lot of these robbers like to do, where they just bust in the glass of these card shops and then just start breaking everything to get to them.
In and out in 30 seconds. That's all it took for this thief to make off with about $6,000 worth of Pokemon cards.
They smashed our showcase, so they knew where they were going.
On top of the...
Like I said, that's typically how it goes. They come in, break the glass, and the rest of this news segment here, they interview a couple of other shops that experienced very similar break-ins, losing thousands of dollars worth of product. And typically, it's just a big old, in one of them, it was just a big old piece of concrete. They broke the glass and then kicked in the rest of it and then just walked in, stole the shit, breaking the shit. It's awful. It's just awful. It is so shameful. And it is showing no signs of slowing down. Like, you're not even safe if you are behind a garage door. A reinforced door is not safe because you never know when the dumbest couple on the planet's gonna rent a goddamn bulldozer and just blast through it. It's just despicable. I am so tired of the degeneracy in the Pokemon card community. Jiminy Christmas. And like I've said from the very beginning, even if you do steal all of these Pokemon products, they're not easy to resell. You're not going to make a huge killing selling the couple of $1,000s worth of Pokemon product that you lifted from these local card shops. Like, it's not going to sell immediately, even if you do mark it down significantly. And a lot of people in the community are always aware of what's been stolen, so many times what's happened in the past is people that have stolen it have been caught when they've tried to resell it because people know, and they don't want to have that hot potato of stolen product. Like, it's just so fucking dumb across the board from these idiots, these absolute losers that are stealing all of these TCG products. It's so fucking dumb. Anyway, though, I just wanted to yap about this again. That's really about it. So, yeah. In my quest to watch every video game movie ever made, I just made it to one that I was really dreading. And boy howdy did it hit me like a brick. A punishment I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Watching the Assassin's Creed movie. I have a theory that most people that watch this film in theaters dumped it from their memories as a way of coping with the traumatic experience of watching something so criminally boring. I think as a defense mechanism, the human body voided the memory of this film's existence from a lot of people that were unfortunately subjected to its horrors. Now, the way I'm portraying it here makes it sound like it's one of the worst movies ever made that's damn near unwatchable. And that's because it's not far off. Not because I think it's objectively as bad as some of the other films I've already watched, like Silent Hill Revelations. There are definitely worse video game movies that have been made, for sure. But this one just does everything that nobody asked for. It is like the perfect epitome of taking a property that you're adapting and then just wiping your ass with pretty much everything to do with it. And I think what makes it more insulting is that there's glimmers of potential throughout the movie, like specifically with its action choreography. They do a really good job of capturing the free running and parkour of the games as well as the combat of the games in this movie. It's really flashy, it's really stylistic. Like, they do a very good job and a pretty faithful attempt at recreating that experience in a movie. I was very impressed with that. But everything else around it is a complete disaster. By far, its biggest sin is how boring the movie is, and that's because instead of just, you know, as the games would set you up, getting into the Animus, getting into the action, and you are in the Animus in the past doing all of your assassin shit, instead of making that the focal point, instead it's mainly about this tedious chore of following our brooding, aggressive protagonist Cal, played by Michael Fassbender, around Abstergo, as he talks to a lady who wants to end violence. She found the cure for violence. It's the Apple of Eden. Cal comes directly from the assassin's bloodline. They find him. He's very aggressive. He watched his father kill his mother when he was a kid, and then he ran away. His father was, of course, an assassin. He ran away, and he grew up to be very violent, and he fights people. And he was on death row. He was getting, killed because he killed a pimp. They make a point at making that, what he was facing the death penalty for. She was like, "You're very violent." And he says, "Yeah, you killed someone, didn't you? You're a murderer." And he's like, "Well, I killed a pimp." So because he murdered a pimp, he was getting killed on death row, and then the Templar come in and save him because they recognize that he's got the blood, and they need him to jack into the Animus so they can go into the past and find the Apple of Eden through him. And they have all of Abstergo set up with all of these other adjacent assassins in there that they've been exploring to try and find clues, but they need Cal. And Cal's just brooding, and he sometimes makes wisecracks, but he's just so boring. Everything that happens in Abstergo is a snooze fest. And it's really some weird decisions they made with the Animus itself, because instead of just lying down in the Animus, they make it a giant claw. Literally like my GamerSup's claw machine, it is a giant claw that picks him up and does this with him, gyrates him around for all of his parkour maneuvers, and it thrusts him into a wall as he's going back to the past. I don't really get the point, and this movie is entirely reliant on lens flare to obstruct your view of its CGI. It's a huge budget film, but for some reason it seems really shy about showing you its visual effects. So that claw, you never even get a clear picture of because it is constantly like a fucking solar flare hitting your retinas. Your peeper's getting melted like that guy from SpongeBob when the bald head shines in his direction. I don't know why they would even bother changing the Animus to something more intricate like that when they're not even going to show you it. And it also doesn't even matter. It does not do anything. It doesn't really change anything. It's just goofy and silly. It's like they really wanted to make some deep sci-fi spin off the Animus, even though it's already very deep tech. I don't know. I really don't know what they thought they were cooking there, but they fucking burnt that dish for sure. But when you finally do get into 15th century Spain with one of Cal's ancestors, it's really fine. The parkour I said looks good. The action is actually pretty impressive. The story sucks. I don't think it's even worth diving into the narrative here. The story and the writing are atrocious. I think most of you know this by now. I am not the biggest Assassin's Creed enthusiast. I am one of its most adamant haters. I am a D1 Assassin's Creed not enjoyer. I am constantly screaming it from the mountaintops. I have not liked Assassin's Creed in about a decade. Black Flag, I know it's a really cold take, but Black Flag was the last one I liked, and I didn't even like that as much as everyone else seemed to. I just don't like the franchise. It's not for me. I don't have any problem with people liking it, though. That's totally fine. It's just not for me anymore. I find it to just be really not fun. So right away, this movie already had a tall mountain to climb in regards to my personal taste, but everything they did here narratively was so much worse than any of the Assassin's Creed games. And I've played pretty much all of them. I always give them a fair shake for the most part. I don't know why they wouldn't just take one of the storylines that had already been established through so many of these games. It would have been far easier, and it would have made a lot more sense than what they tried to conjure up with this dog shit. It is a disaster. Like I said, the Templars want to cure violence. They found the cure to aggression with the Apple of Eden, which takes away free will. Their whole plan is get rid of free will so we can control them, and there is no longer any violence. And the lead scientist at the Templars is someone that you grow kind of sympathetic with, seems like she might start to realize this is a bad idea, maybe the Templar can't be trusted with something so powerful. Her motivation makes sense. Her mother was killed by an assassin. Now she wants to find the Apple of Eden to make sure that kind of tragedy doesn't happen to anybody else. Fast forward through the adventures of finding the Apple of Eden. It's really underwhelming. Everything that happened in the Animus with action was cool, but everything that happened story-wise was really silly, because it turns out the Apple of Eden was with Christopher Columbus the whole time. Christopher Columbus was associated with the assassins, and he held the Apple of Eden in his grave. So when the Templar learned that, they just go to where Christopher Columbus was buried and just ask for it. They're like, "Oh, the Apple of Eden? Yeah, it's right over here. We got it. It's in this box, actually." It was just in their desk the whole time, right under their nose. this entire time. It was so lame. And speaking of lame, the entire character arc of Cal sucks major wiener. So Cal's dad kills his mom right in front of him. And it's, that really fucks him up. Understandably so. So he spends his whole life, just being mean and aggressive, and he, hates his dad, wants his dad to die. So, his final words on the deathbed were, "Tell my father I'll see him in hell." That's what he says. It's so edgy and so grossly cringe. But we do get to see his dad. Abstergo actually has his dad there because they were using him to find more information on the Apple of Eden. So then he gets to meet his dad. He's like, "Papa, I hate you." And he's like, "I get that. Is it because I killed your mother? I did do that. I did kill your mother. But I did it for her own good. The assassins must protect the Apple of Eden. We have a creed. We must uphold the Assassin's Creed." And Cal has the hidden blade to him, and he's like, "If you're going to kill me, Cal, just do it. I do deserve it." And he's like, "Do it yourself." And gives him the blade. So that's their closure moment. And then eventually everything goes tits up after they learn about the Apple of Eden. All the assassins gang up with Cal to rise up against Abstergo so they can't get the Apple of Eden and take away free will. And Cal's dad, he has his hero moment where everyone's rising up, including Cal's dad. And Cal's dad kills one guy while he was looking in the corner, Blair Witch style. He turns around, kills one guy, and then immediately just gets ganked. The other three dudes stab him a bunch, and he just dies. And that's the last you ever see of Cal's dad. I don't know what the point of even bringing him back was. He added nothing. Truly a waste. And also, the entire rising up against Abstergo was super weird because all of the Abstergo employees, all of the security, they make a point of saying it was a $9 trillion operation with the Animus and all of the Abstergo henchmen and all their hired muscle, and yet not a single one of them has a gun. In fact, the only weapons Abstergo has are the weapons the assassins are proficient in: crossbows, knives, swords, and hidden blades. That's all they have. And keep in mind, the Abstergo employees, they are not assassins, they're just hired hands. You would expect them to have some fucking guns, not a single gun. The only projectile weapon they have is crossbows, and they don't even use that. Only the assassins get that. They literally have that there just so the assassins can make sure they're fully equipped to rise up against them. I don't know what the plan was. It was so fucking wacky. Anyway, though, the movie ends with them getting the apple back, and to get the apple back, Cal ended up killing that lady's dad. I forgot both of their names. They were just so underwhelming. I do not remember those character names. But the scientist girl, she actually saw Cal's flashback, or rather his synchronization with the bloodline of the Assassin's Creed. So she saw all of the other assassins that Cal was seeing, and one of them was her. One of her ancestors was actually an assassin. Meanwhile, she is now a Templar scientist. And you think that this is the moment where they're planting the breadcrumb that she's going to turn, and she's going to be the one to stop her father from taking away free will with the apple. But in fact, all it is her father gets the apple, and she's talking to him like, "Papa, I don't like what you're about to do with this." And he's like, "I understand, but thanks for writing my speech. This one's for you." So then he goes out there and to all the Templar, the whole organization. He's like, "I have the Apple of Eden. It's right here, the sacred Apple of Eden. Free will is gone. We can control free will, and those pesky assassins are vanquished once I use this Apple of Eden." And then Cal approaches the scientist lady, and he's like, "You know what I have to do, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." So then he walks by her and then just kills her dad. No issue at all. No hiccups. Just walks up, kills the dad, and then takes the apple. And then the scientist lady goes up to the dad's body while his corpse is cold. She sheds a tear, and then she decides that she wants to double down and get the apple back and kill every assassin. We must eradicate the assassins and take away free will. Even though just minutes ago she had a huge issue with what her dad was about to do, meanwhile she is now completely flip-flopped and wants the exact same thing. What the fuck? I don't know what they were trying to set up, but they didn't follow through on it. I feel like they probably were going in a different direction at some point and then just said, "Fuck it, just ship it." And it just doesn't connect. It doesn't really work. Nothing in the movie really works aside from its action. That's the only saving grace of this film, and it doesn't save it. This movie is so boring. I already didn't like Assassin's Creed as a property, and this made me like it even less. It's just insulting. It's bad. It's not good. That's really about it. So yeah. 3 reviews, 1 cup. I'm going to be reviewing 3 shows that all ended this week in this video here, doing it all in one, going crazy style on it. So I want to start with what I think to be the most, interesting that not enough people are talking about. Sentenced to be a Hero. I made a video glazing this when it first aired. The first episode was like an hour long, and it felt like I watched an entire movie's worth of content to kick off the season. I was blown away. I know nothing about Sentenced to be a Hero. I watched that on a whim because so many other people were gushing grannies on it, and I thought, well, this isn't something I heard of, so how good could it be? And then episode 1 came out and just slapped me around with high quality animation and a really interesting story. I expected generic slop. It was not. It had a pretty simple premise, but throughout the season it fleshed it out into something genuinely interesting, and I am glued to it. So I was hooked right away, and a lot of people were, but unfortunately it's come out at the worst possible time, because this season's lineup was so stacked. It was clashing with Titans, the Behemoths, JJK, Freerin, Hell's Paradise, Fate's Strange Fake. It was such a big stacked lineup that unfortunately Sentenced to be a Hero started to fall off of people's radar, starting to play second fiddle, and then everyone just kind of collectively stopped talking about it, which is such a fucking shame, because if this came out at any other time, it would have been the standout. This would have been what everyone was talking about and suckling on, because it's extremely good. The animation is top tier. I would say it's second only to JJK this season. I put it over Fate's Strange Fake and Hell's Paradise in that regard. Its action, I think, is beautifully animated. And every single episode of Sentenced to be a Hero had action. There was never any, slow slog, anything, boring. It was just a lot of action, but even while delivering all of this, it still kept planting seeds of mystery and intrigue. I will say that its characters aren't exactly the deepest. They're pretty standard shonen tropes that I feel like pretty much all of you have seen before. You'll definitely recognize that in a lot of these characters, but they're put into a world that is unlike most others that are out there, where being a hero is the ultimate punishment for only the most vile of criminals, where they can't die and they have to devote their lives to just saving everyone else. No glory, no fame, no appreciation. These are scum villains. Those are your heroes. And we follow the hero unit as they are saving the world from the demon blight who use fairies to basically just destroy humanity. But along the way, and I'm going to get into a little spoilers here because, the season just ended and I want to talk about a lot of the things I liked. Throughout the journey, you learn that there's other forces at play, coexisters that want to exist with the demon blight because they believe humanity is doomed, and the only way to ensure a future for themselves and the ones they care about is through cooperation with the demon blight and accelerating their plans so that way they can have authority in the new world once humanity falls. So then, not only are they clashing with the demon blight, they're clashing with other humans that have allied with them. And in particular, this concept gets explored extremely well in the final episode. My jaw was on the floor for the finale here. The fight with Bujum was great, and then the final episode hits, and you get so much that had me on the edge of my fucking seat, man. Kivia's clash with a very important figure in her life and everything that unfolded there. And then I'm trying to avoid the biggest spoilers here, but I just want to say it was masterfully done how they handled that. It was animated beautifully, and it was extremely emotional. These characters that we had followed throughout the entire season, everything getting flipped on its head in a crazy clash at the end that doesn't feel like just an ass pull, but feels like a really natural development of things. Holy shit. Chef's kiss. It was incredible. I really, really, really liked this season, and I hope that there's more to come from this because they did a great job. They knocked it out of the park. I know I've been complimenting its action in particular because there is so much of it here, but as I said, it's not just that. I think they do a great job of setting up a very interesting world, and I'm excited to see more from the characters. Like I said, they are a little one-dimensional throughout season 1. There's not a ton that you get outside of Kivia. Kivia is the one that gets the most development. She gets fleshed out a lot by the end, but the rest around her, also aside from Xylo, he gets a lot of fleshing out too. But the other cast of heroes, they don't get a ton of time to shine and develop, but even still, they're very cool and they're very hype. Especially someone that we only get introduced to in like the last 2 episodes, Rhino. I'm really excited to see more from Rhino because there was a big twist with that character. And even though we just met him, it felt substantial and it felt really interesting. But anyway, I won't yap too long on Sentence to be a Hero since I'm reviewing 2 other shows here. But I want to say, this show is incredible. I really hope people stop sleeping on it. Let's now move on to probably the one everyone wants to hear my thoughts on, JJK Season 3 Part 1. I'm a big Jujutsu Kaisen guy. I think all of you know that. I was very excited for Season 3. And overall, I really liked Season 3. But I don't think it was flawless, and it's something I talked about on stream throughout the season as it was airing. And I was met with collective boos because people don't like when you step out of line of the hype train and rock the boat. But I feel like it wasn't as strong as Season 1 and 2. There were extremely great moments in Season 3, of course, and some of the new characters they introduced, I am really happy to see there. I'm really, really happy that Yuta is blossoming here after JJK0. We get to see a lot more of him in Season 3. He is an extraordinary character. I also really liked Higuruma. I think he was extremely exciting as well. It's just, Season 3, I think, got a little too lost in the sauce of the culling game and its rules and really drilling home numerous times, even outside of like the infamous lore dump episode where it's basically an entire episode dedicated to just vomiting out all of the culling game rules and regulations. Like, I felt like I was at a fucking board meeting for it. But even outside of that, there are just multiple times where it like just halts its own momentum to just over-explain what's happening in the grand scheme of the culling game itself. You know, like explaining someone's curse technique and then talking about why they need to take those points or add a rule that allows them to take points in order to accomplish this goal. Like, it just felt to me like they didn't respect the audience's intelligence to kind of piece it together on why certain things were happening. So they would instead just like hit the brakes screeching and then explain it to you. And to me, it just felt like a little messy because of that. And of course, like, it jumps all over the place, which I don't really have a huge issue with, but I know a lot of other people did. They felt like it made the story a little more disjointed, which I can see that, but that personally didn't bother me nearly as much as just like this constant need to over-explain everything that you're already seeing in order to ensure that you know how it fits into the culling game rules and the big plan and the overall scheme of the culling game. That really did start to irk me. I'm just being honest. I don't think it ruined the season or anything, but I do think that it weakened some moments because of that. But like I said, overall, I still really enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't disappointing by any means, and the final episode of Season 3 Part 1 here, one of the best in the entire series. It might be the best in the entire series. The start to finish, Yuta's fighting against multiple opponents, delightful. What a treat. A visual spectacle. That was a fucking home run. They crushed the finale. And I'm very excited for Part 2. Now, this is a Part 1 of the culling games here, so I do think it's also a little unfair to like review it as its own separate thing, because as it fits into like Parts 2 and everything that comes next, I'm sure it'll feel a lot better if you were to watch them all back to back to back without like a break in between. But since I'm reviewing everything that ended this week, obviously I'm going to be talking about JJK Season 3 Part 1. Again, I still really liked it. It had incredible moments. I think it also has one of the best episodes in the entire series. It's just, I didn't love how hard they went on making sure you got every single fucking tidbit, every tiddlywink of lore in regards to the culling game, and every single rule and the fine print of every rule too. It just made it kind of a headache that I think, made the pacing a little worse at times. And now let's move on to the third thing I want to review that just ended. I just finished it, Frieren Season 2. You might remember, I didn't watch Frieren when it first started. I was not a day one Frieren enjoyer, and it wasn't until December of 2025 that I went through and watched all of it, and man, did I fall in love with it. When I first watched it, I watched like 4 episodes or so, and I just didn't get into it. But when I watched it in December, it hooked me. Like, after, really getting the vibe of Frieren and what it was doing and how it differs from every other show that I'd seen in recent times, it really started to hit. A word everyone uses to describe Frieren is cozy, and it is, but it's a lot more than just being cozy, especially in season 2. It extends far beyond just being some kind of, slice of life comfort show. It really is just a show that gets you invested in a journey and what it means to enter a time of peace and just appreciate the little things and every experience that comes your way. We follow a party that is many years past a grand journey that Frieren was on, where they defeated, the ultimate evil. The land is saved, and by all accounts, we're in peaceful times. It doesn't mean that everything's sunshine and rainbows. There are still monsters out there. There's even still demons, and occasionally the party we follow now of Frieren, Fern, and Stark will kill some of the demons or vanquish some monsters, but oftentimes they're just doing real simple chores. And we're meeting some characters that we only spend an episode with, but they leave a lasting impression. It's just a very human feeling of like how characters connect with each other, helping one another, and recounting a journey and trying to really hold on to those memories and an experience. I just think Frieren does a good job of making you care about every character that you come across and root for this new party of heroes. And season 2, they now are in a much more dangerous location. They're in the Northern Plateau, where there's a lot more turmoil, there's a lot more chaos. Things are not amazing. And in fact, the highest rated episode in Frieren was in this season, and it's an episode that's entirely action, where they're fighting a 4-armed, 4-sword wielding demon. And it's a fucking hype episode. So, like, there is action here, but it's not the bread and butter. And I really appreciated the action here, but it's also not why I'm watching Frieren. It's not like I'm going into every Frieren episode hoping that they're gonna fucking, blast this demon, face fuck a demon lord or something. Like, I'm there because I want to see them go from village to village, maybe get a new grimoire that helps them butter some waffles more effectively with a spell, and they help this individual or help this town by doing their fucking laundry or something. They make such trivial tasks and chores have such a deeper meaning to them, and it's easy to feel like a connection to that, which is why I think this show hits so hard for so many people, myself included. It's just a really unique show in that regard. Now, season 2, though, I will say, it's short. And, of course, that's not a surprise. We knew going in it was going to be 10 episodes, but it feels really short. But the finale, I think, is very strong. I'm very excited for where it's going to go when it comes back. They set up an incredible encounter here with a character that we knew from season 1, Dinkin, against one of the most powerful demons in modern time, one of the Sages of Destruction, that's taken over his homeland and turned it to gold. I'm very excited for that clash, and I imagine that's going to be a pretty pivotal moment in the next season. I just wish this season was a bit longer. I wanted to spend more time with these characters and on this journey. The 10 episodes, to me, didn't feel like enough, which is a good complaint to have, that you want more, because it's just that good. Season 1 had a lot more episodes, and I don't know, I just want more Frieren is all. So the season did feel a little short. It's not that it feels incomplete, and it doesn't feel like it's, abruptly ending or anything. Like, I feel like it had a pretty solid conclusion. It's just, I don't know, I wanted more episodes. That's really it. That's my only real complaint for season 2. Anyway, these are the 3 anime that concluded this week. I know Hell's Paradise is right around the corner, as well as Fate's Strange Fake, but I didn't really want to wait for those 2 to end before dropping some reviews here. Plus, doing 5 reviews in one video seems a little too ambitious. So anyway, just wanted to give you my thoughts on these. That's really about it. So yeah. I imagine a lot of you are tired of hearing me yap about One Punch Man. By a show of hands, how many of you had enough of a 31-year-old man complaining about an anime? No hands? Interesting. Okay, then I'm going to keep going. It is so hard to not blabber about this season because it's setting new records. The most recent episode that just dropped, episode 6, is now one of, if not the lowest rated anime episodes on the entirety of IMDb. And not just there, but across other sites as well. It is one of the worst reviewed episodes I can find. Right now, the most recent episode, Motley Heroes, has a 2.9 on IMDb, which means that it's even lower than X-Arm's debut episode. X-Arm is considered by many, including myself, to be the worst anime ever made. That abomination is an insult to God. It is the biggest, bungus piece of shit imaginable. And yet, One Punch Man Season 3 has found a way to be hated even more than X-Arm. And the crazy thing is, I watched X-Arm. I don't know how many of you remember this. I was going through the worst rated anime of all time to find the single worst one ever made. And when I got to X-Arm, I literally just ended that series because I hated it so much. And it actually like blew up my fucking neurons up here to the point where I felt lobotomized watching it. So I called it quits after X-Arm. It was that bad. And yet I would actually say it kind of makes sense why episode 6 is rated lower than this X-Arm debut. Because at least in X-Arm there is movement. At least you can say you watched an animated thing. You watched something animated. With One Punch Man Season 3, you have to stretch your definition of animation. Because it is entirely composed of still images, almost. And in episode 6 here of Season 3, from what I can recall, I just finished it, there's only 4 scenes that have movement. And by movement, I mean one of the scenes is Child Emperor doing this with his hands. And then the other scene, which has become a big meme now, is King walking into the room, and he literally walks into the room like a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic hitting some of this. I thought we were about to witness him do a JoJo Siwa's dance move or something. Like, that is the level of animation you're getting with One Punch Man Season 3. So, like, to me, while it is probably exaggerated to a certain degree, being a 2.9, X-Arm being higher in this regard, I kind of agree with it. At least X-Arm moved. There was, like, shit going on in episode 1 of X-Arm. Like, there was a fight and everything, and characters moved, which is a lot more than you can say for One Punch Man right now. Not only that, they fuckify themselves where they have like some very cool stills, or at least they did in some of the preview and promo material they had, like some decent stills. That was like the one thing people were latching onto like a baby to their mother's teat about Season 3, about some cool stills. But when you get to the actual episode, for some reason, some maniac, some unhinged lunatic went in there and slapped the ugliest blue and yellow light filters on everything. So anytime you're looking at a character's face close up, for some reason, they go into like the cheddar cheese dimension and there's just fucking yellow lights beaming in, or like blue RGB gamer mode lights just obstructing your view, and it looks so silly. And like another big meme moment from this episode is how they fucked up Fubuki in one of these stills where her face is, it doesn't even look like the same character. It looks like one of those in-between frames from Naruto where someone's face gets like all fucked up where it looks like the Babadook or something like that. And that is like a full still that sits there for a minute. Like a minute is exaggerating, but it sits there for a while and it just looks terrible. Like it's very clear that the show is only getting worse. Like this is, episodes 1 and 2 were bad, but they weren't this bad. Episode 5 was their best episode, and it was bad. But it wasn't this bad, and it feels like they blew all of their load in episode 5, and now the only thing left is like scraps, actual morsels that they're trying to utilize to the best of their ability to just have something go out. And my God, it is sad. It is just tragic what's happened to One Punch Man. And I've seen this crazy fantasy people are spinning about like, yeah, Season 3 is so bad, they're going to learn a really hard lesson that Season 4 is going to be amazing for. This is a necessary pill for them to swallow so that way we can get an amazing Season 4. Buster, there's no Season 4. This has been a catastrophic disaster, and once Season 3 is done, which they should just close the book on it now, just stem the bleeding. There's no reason to even finish the scheduled episodes. Just let it end here. It's not worth it. But once this is over, there will not be a One Punch Man Season 4. Not unless Bandai sells the rights to someone else. They've shown that they're not willing to put any resources into developing a very high quality One Punch Man season anymore. So, now that this hasn't done well and it's been embarrassing, they're just not going to touch it again. There won't be a Season 4 unless for some reason Bandai has this big eureka moment where they're like, what if we actually tried to make it good? And then decided to after this. But I don't see that happening. They're just going to wash their hands of it and be done. It seems like that's exactly what they want. They tried to make something extremely cheap, expecting fans to swallow whatever shit they farted out, and it didn't go over well. Their gambit didn't pay off. The only franchise that's able to get away with spending $0 on a beloved IP and still having the community lick the sweat off of their gooch is Pokemon. Pokemon is able to be produced for literally $0, copy and paste every year, endless slop, and people will just digest it with a smile on their face. But that's because they have numerous decades under their belt of brand loyalty, and people have literally rewired their brains to just accept that Pokemon games aren't expected to be good anymore. They're just expected to be there, and that's enough, I suppose. And that works for them. One Punch Man does not have that same luxury. One Punch Man has 3 seasons in 10 years. That's not exactly enough to have people just hooked on the drug to the point where they'll excuse any laziness. Especially not for a highly anticipated Season 3, 6 years in waiting. This gambit was never going to work for this. I don't know what Bandai was expecting to happen here. This is just so sad. And I'm very confident that we will not see another season of the One Punch Man anime anymore. Unless, of course, Bandai sells it to somebody else or some kind of crazy miracle happens. But I think Season 3 is probably going to be the swan song for the One Punch Man anime. And that sucks. At least the manga is still an absolute fucking banger. At least that is still absolutely slapping. But it is such a shame to look at what could have been for this animated series. Season 1 was amazing, and I was a vocal hater of Season 2, but now seeing Season 3 and going back to Season 2, man, do I see the folly of my youth. How silly I was to think Season 2 was bad. It is definitely worse than Season 1 in terms of its animation, but holy shit, is it significantly better than what we got here. And even on its own 2 legs, it is, like, in its own right, still, like, well animated at most points. So... Season 3 made me appreciate Season 2, so there's that, I guess. But man, yeah, this is a terrible season, and it continues to only get worse. I can't believe... if you had told me One Punch Man would be one of the lowest rated anime seasons on IMDb or across the board, I would have spit in your face. I would have laughed at you. I would have tried to admit you to an insane asylum, like Arkham Asylum or some shit. Because that's just crazy. But... look at where we are now. What a shame. Anyway, that's really about it. I don't really plan on making another One Punch Man Season 3 video, but I guess we'll see. There's still a lot of episodes to go. I guess it can definitely get even worse for it. So, anyway, that's about it. So, yeah. Flat Earthers versus scientists. Can we trust science? Well, before even watching it, I'm going to go ahead and answer that. Yes. If there's one thing in the world you can trust, it's probably going to be science. The fucking hot dog man or flat earthers probably aren't the most reliable source of shit you can trust, I would say. That's like trusting the guy who sells you laced weed behind the dumpster to trust him with your finances. Alright, now I'm ready for action. Let's see if we can truly trust science. It's been a question on my mind for a long time. I'd always debate who's more reliable, a flat earther who's sniffing their own farts and shitting in their diaper, or science? And it's really a toss-up.
Hey guys. Puzzle piece. And then one of those pieces just wasn't fitting. I'm always open to...
To who? Who went through their whole life hollow, knowing that they've been lied to, that the world is not a globe and a piece of them has been missing, and that's why they're still a virgin at 40 years old?
I'd like to tear them to pieces.
That looks like a flat earther. Part-time biker, full-time alcoholic abusive father. Definite flat earther.
My name is Dan Glatman. I work as Dan the Waterman in the drinking water filtration. It was created by a higher power.
Dan the Waterman doesn't believe in God?
Well, I've been.
He must have seen Rick and Morty while cleaning a pool once.
The scriptures in the Bible that point to a flat Earth.
I'm all for religion and believing what you want to believe. I think it's very important to find your own answers, but why use books like the Bible as a source of irrefutable evidence?
My name is Wendell. I am a
That's such a sensitive name.
based,
Wendell.
and scientific flat
The kind of guy that
I
cries when he
didn't start
jerks
out,
off
and no
because he
one
feels
starts
like he's
out as a flat
disrespecting the
earther.
actresses
But
with his
I had a lot
sin.
of questions. An observation at Salton Sea, and things just didn't add up down there. So we've gone back probably a dozen times.
Well, you can't argue with the facts, I guess.
There is no
I looked at the water once, and well, it wasn't falling off the side of the planet, so there's no way it's curved.
Discussion groups, panels. We've gone against opposition.
I have a sneaking suspicion all three of these are anti-vaxxers as well.
Flat Earth is its own worst enemy.
Well, they say it in 14
you
of
should,
the documents.
You should read what NASA says, and you should listen to what
I
NASA
would
says.
love to see.
I would also love to see that. In fact, I'm sorry, Wendell, to step on your toes over there, because I know you're a cornucopia of great information and calorie crusading, but I have to know. Is there actual documents from NASA saying the Earth is flat?
I'm what you call a globe denier.
So an idiot. A
You couldn't
fucking
even get me
idiot.
into a virtual
A limp-dicked
construct if I
loser.
can't find the
All synonymous
orders
with
myself.
globe denier.
Would find it to be an ice plane where we have a localized sun and our environment thrives there. You know, these
I too like
particular
science
people
fiction.
Have misled us on alternative media is just a thing of beauty for me.
When he says alternative media, he's not even talking about alternative media. He watches 4 subscriber YouTubers that are on the run for drug possession charges and child molestation who talk about flat Earth, and then he goes and raves about that video on his anti-vax Facebook groups.
And they're my mind because my mind isn't set. NASA is solely designed to change my mind.
Which it would if you'd read anything from them.
Has been a television program.
Foundation for why I believe the Earth is flat. And
Well, it is, right?
I have evidence that proves it's
Shelby, show us.
What
type of-
We're being misled. We're being deliberately misled.
But that's not
by
evidence.
mainstream
So what's
media.
your evidence? You're
We see
thinking?
too far. We see too far. We should
That's not
be able to
evidence.
see. I live in Dana Point.
Okay.
I can see San Clemente Island. We're 60 miles away.
I wake up in the morning and I can see the sun.
I'm on the beach.
That's the evidence. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
By gobs of science.
It's gotta suck being a scientist in 2019. There was like a golden age of science in like a...
What is the question?
I don't understand.
Man, it almost goes far back as like maybe the 70s to 90s.
Anything is possible.
Scientists were like revered, but now there's like these fucking limp-dicked lunatics and dusty cootered old soccer moms that all of a sudden think science is evil.
With people that argue the...
Just for a second. You're never going to get 100% of anyone. There is scientific
Except when you're talking about globe Earth.
on a
That's
globe Earth,
100%.
there's scientific consensus on evolution.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a
Not a big
scientist
issue.
say that's
Use the word
wrong.
theory.
And if you do, then
you
that's a
know what
scientist that
theory
should
of
not be in that
science is
profession.
extreme access to media and limited exposure. Until we're in us university curriculums, we will continue to appear uneducated.
Well, what are the odds of that, Dan the Waterman? The dude who pisses into the filtration systems of homeowners' pools and rants about flat Earth and sheeps that believe it's a globe? It's weird that you'd seem uneducated in a university situation.
Authentic one, closer and closer to the truth. We never get there. Never.
Well, I know that's true for you. And
No, that's a science.
Jesus, Wendell.
Many billions of people do not believe, including myself.
And many more billions do.
So what?
So who's right?
Of course I can.
When you say that we stole it,
Checkmate. Wendell wins again, baby. The 40-year-old virgin has come with the gloves off and the condom on today.
no, you're not. You're making.
Sure,
Okay.
we do make assumptions.
God, it's gotta suck arguing with people with the mentality of an 8-year-old.
If gravity
We
is
don't
an
have to-
assumption, you show
Oh,
me
God.
the scientific method how you isolate gravity.
She doesn't believe in gravity.
It's the same thing. I have never seen one flat earther
I kind
use
of
math
feel
to
like
prove their
I
point.
wanna
You're wrong, actually.
develop
There's
some of this
a,
stuff a little bit
on
more
a serious
to a
note, there's a
high
flat
level,
Earth
but I feel like
documentary
there's
where they
so
did
much
use
that I
math
haven't really
and immediately proved themselves wrong at the end of it, so I appreciate it. What the fuck? Didn't the three of you all just use NASA to prove the Earth is flat?
Obviously, any organization.
So you don't even trust your own source? What?
They have individual.
That's absolutely not true, Jim. I wouldn't lie to you.
And the other,
NASA's lying to you, my friend.
If there is one person you can trust, it is Dan the Waterman.
Perpetuate this massive fraud. Why would they?
Mind control, Spencer.
Okay, the benefit of it.
And make our dicks smaller.
$2 a day. Follow the money.
No, the little
Follow
guy.
the
Yep.
money.
The little guy.
That's what then when you
hear the reasonable voice and say, "Yeah, that makes more sense than having this pizza shit."
I mean, Spencer, you can argue all day, but Shelby came at you with some concrete shit saying, we see too far. What does science have, huh? How far does science see? You know what I mean, Spencer? Checkmate.
I used to.
Thanks for the
agree
resub,
to.
Ruthless.
So I completely understand where you're coming
Menopause has not been kind to you, has it, Shelby?
Look, anybody who can overturn Einstein or some major theory is going to be eventually written in the halls of
Yeah.
science for the rest of their lives.
And it could be
But they
Dan
have
the
to come up
Waterman.
with the goods. They have to show good science-based evidence.
Wait until you see the drawing he did on a napkin, Spencer. It once and for all proves that not only is the Earth flat, but men that are above 5'6" are fake. Actors, robots, reptilians, it's all proven. The bulldozer attack. There's always a lot of heavy equipment police chases now. I feel like this happens pretty often. There it is.
Hey, stop!
The kaiju. You can't stop it.
Stop the car!
Oh, he's gonna hit him with the bucket.
Hey! Put it down! Stop it! Stop it right now! Stop it! Stop it! Watch crossfire! Watch crossfire!
Okay, do they actually just before I continue, do they like actually shoot at this guy here? I assumed they didn't based on the little bit that played there a moment ago, but now I'm not so sure. Doesn't seem like it. It's bulletproof glass. He thought of everything.
Get out!
Activate the turbo boosters. How are they keeping up with his speed? Officers, may I remind you that impeding in a construction site is indeed a crime? Clear the way, he's got a job to do.
Go get in front of him!
Oh, the officer's gonna get out there and hold him back with his bare hands. Man, how far away did the officer park? Maybe he doesn't see them. True! Maybe he didn't see them. They didn't have their lights and sirens on. The cherries weren't activated. Now he probably sees them. Oh, he's avoiding the pit maneuver. Nice. Get the spike strips out. We'll try and bust the tracks.
No, you're not! Show me your hands. No, you're not!
Wait, who is that? Those building employees? Are they implicated in this? I feel like they just came out to watch the chase.
Cars try to block them in. Also get K9 this way.
Trying to block this in. What a terrible strategy. He's gonna go right through you like a knife through butter. Look at that speed. You can't stop that.
Watch it, might hit me.
Man, this officer is really winded. Should maybe park closer next time.
Somebody stay in their car and follow him. I don't know, I'll follow him. As long as he's on the road, stay with him.
High-speed pursuit engaged again.
He's trying to get back and run inside. Okay, I'll stick around. Y'all got 3 heading that way.
This is the one thing the officers could never plan for. They have no countermeasure.
We're not going to pursue him on the roadway. Tell him we're walking. We're walking. Keep walking with him as soon as he gets up. Where did they go? Down here?
Yeah, I didn't see where they were staging. I knew, make sure everybody's in the area. He called off everybody in the area.
He's getting away! Oh! He's drifting. Ooh, smooth. Off-roading. Good luck getting him now. He's gone. We lost him.
Oh, they be right here. He's in somebody else's yard now.
Far be it for me to give advice to the guy in the heavy machinery, but maybe turn off the lights.
He's gonna rain you.
Kill the lights. You'll disappear into the night.
Hey, now gets there, you can rip that door up and let it. Yeah. Jackson, go that way. Open that back hatch, disable it while it's driving.
Go deeper into the wilderness.
Backhoe whenever we try to get near it.
And start spinning it in a circle like Garen's E. Then they can't get close. What the fuck did it? Oh, I thought the... Wait. Wow. I didn't see the other car pull up. I just saw this officer hit this guy.
Dumbass.
Okay.
Watch out, you got really bad drivers coming behind you. They almost hit Hughes.
He has felony warrants. He has felony warrants.
For what? What's the charge? Enjoying a drive? A succulent big bucket drive?
Stay back! Y'all need to stay back right now! I don't give a f***! Stay back! Stay back! No, he has warrants.
Leave him alone.
No, he has warrants. You need to stay back right now. He has warrants.
I don't care. I don't care. I'll get him.
No,
don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Y'all need to stay back. Y'all need to stay.
Oh boy.
Get him out of here.
It's getting crazy now. The crazy family has arrived. As advertised.
Yeah, can you stop it? I swear to God, stop it.
Can someone give this man a cigarette?
Turn it on, I'll let you smoke. I swear to God.
We're gonna let you get a cigarette, dude. Just step out of the bulldozer. Knock this
Stop. Quit touching. Y'all need to stay back.
Quit touching me. Let me get him. I'll get him. I'll get him out. I promise you I'll get him out, man.
Man, these two really, like, these were the actual bulldozers. These two just went right through the cops. Stay back! I won't let you through! And then they just walk right by them. Very good. Called that bluff, I guess.
Get him. I'll get him. I'll get him out. I promise you I'll get him out, man.
He's coming out.
Hey, I can get him out. Get off of him. I'll get him out. I'll get him out. Hey, get back. Hey, get back. Watch out. Hey, watch out.
All right, let's calm it down a bit. Let's take the temperature down here. No need to be yelling.
Jacob, we're not. Come on, step out.
Easy enough. He just didn't know you guys were there.
I'll let you know. Quit touching me. Stay back. You need to get back. Quit fucking touching me. I said get back. Get back. Get back.
You're good. You're good.
I'm the police. Get back.
This is my property.
Yeah, stay back. Shut the f up. You need to stay back.
I'll let you smoke. Chill out. You promise? Yes.
What the f are you for, bro? I didn't do nothing wrong. But how did y'all know? But I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm not doing nothing wrong. You're taking me away from my kid, bro.
I know you just had a baby.
Mom, what the f? Mom, what the f?
Leave me alone.
Don't worry, she's filming now.
Put your hand on me.
Because I told you to get back. I told you to step back. You need to stay back.
This is my.
Oh, never mind. I thought she was filming.
Dad, what the f? This is private property.
I know it. And he put his hands on me.
Don't put your hands on my wife.
Y'all need to stay back.
You need to get off my property.
I shouldn't have stopped, bro.
You walked away. What the hell?
Yeah. Let me hold my mom.
Stay back. Stay back.
Man, this is just so much commotion. Holy. There's so much yelling. I was just curious if he somehow got back into the vehicle. How is there still 3 more minutes of this? Let's go. The cigarette strat not patched yet. Yeah, it still works. That still gets it done. You saw the video of that Florida woman that accidentally ran over a dude's Lambo with her truck because she didn't see it? I did, actually. I wonder if it comes up with this. Yeah.
Seen pictures and videos on social media of a pickup truck on top of a Lamborghini with its driver still inside. This happened in a parking lot in Lake Nona.
Makes you go, huh? What happened here?
It does make you go, huh?
Spoke with that Lambo's owner about this close call. He joins us.
This guy looks so sweet. Why do they have him in there like that? Hey guys, you caught me on my way to work.
Now live. And Patrick, how's that guy doing?
Well, Lindsley, thankfully this guy is doing okay, but he says if it wasn't for the axle of that big pickup truck getting stuck here at the pillar of his windshield, he believes that this story may have had a different ending.
This is not what Ramon Ferrer was expecting would happen while trying to find a parking space outside his gym. I guess she never saw me, so she just ran through me. Ramon says he had just moments to react as he saw this pickup truck coming his way. She's going kind of fast, so I'm literally stopping, reversing. But within seconds, that truck's right tire was right in front of his eyes. I jumped out of the car because I saw the wheel was it kept on spinning. So I'm like, she still wants to go. Thankfully, he got out of the car with.
Do they show when she runs it over? Because I saw the video. They have a video of her running it over. That's faster than I remember it when I saw it earlier. I didn't think it went that fast, but holy. What are you doing? What are you doing there? What the fuck? You crazy? Driving like a maniac, and then now my truck's stuck on top of you. What was her excuse? She didn't see him. Probably on her phone. Maybe, I don't know. It's certainly possible. But yeah, the excuse is she just didn't see him. She didn't even have the common courtesy to back up off of him. So now it just stays mounted there till the tow truck arrives. Not the truck's fault. I can't tell if you're memeing or not. Like, it is obviously her fault. Her truck is extremely high, the Lambo's extremely low, but if she's paying attention, you will see it. It's not invisible. Didn't have fucking active camo from Halo. Wasn't the invisible boatmobile. I mean, yeah, like, it is low, her truck is extremely lifted, but you should still be able to see that in broad fucking daylight. If you can't, you shouldn't be driving. And if your vehicle is too high to see cars that low regularly, that car should be illegal. Like, you shouldn't be able to lift your truck that high in that case. Because, I mean, that could have been a kid. Kids are small. Would she have not seen the child either? You saw the pasta sauce company Prego is releasing a listening no way. Is releasing a listening device to record your family's conversation. Prego is doing that. Let's see. Prego recording device. Is your pasta sauce listening to you? Prego launches dinner conversation recording device. That is the most like 2026 shit I've ever heard in my life. Why? What fucking sense does that make?
Prego wants American families to put down their phones at the dinner table and start talking again. So it's releasing a new device to help get the conversation going. There it is right there. It's called the Connection Keeper. The device is designed to record everything said around the dinner table. The conversations can be saved for posterity or shared with family and friends. But if you want one, you better act fast. Prego only plans to sell 100 of them.
What the fuck is this? Is this just like one of those like wacky novelty things for the sake of a headline? It's gotta be, right? They're only selling 100, so that's 1000% what it is. They're treating us like actual cavemen. If you buy this, you're a caveman. If you don't know how to have a conversation, you are actually cooked. I mean, that's true. There are so many people out there that do not know how to have a conversation. Not that this helps in any way, shape, or form, this weird listening device. But there are so many people that actually cannot talk to another human being in real life. Imagine going on a first date with someone and pulling out the Prego tape recorder. Yeah, that's some like old-fashioned noir shit. Hold on a second, toots. Drop the Prego on the table. Let's begin. Just another way to sell more customer data. If this was something they were actually selling, like in meaningful quantities, that would 1000% be the goal. But the fact they're only doing 100 bundles tells me that this is just for the sake of like attention-grabbing headlines. I don't think it's like a legitimate effort or anything to do, actually anything beyond just get some eyes on it. I think it's just advertising. Alright, I was going to wait for the final season of The Boys to wrap up before giving my take on it, but it's been such a frequent subject on streams now. I've been yapping about it so much that I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and debrief here towards the end of the season about my thoughts on the final season of The Boys. I think the first season is when the show was at its best because what it did was something actually unique, where you have a group of just dudes, just average Joe Schmo, booger-eating, normal goobers, going up against superhumans. That feels like an insurmountable task. How the fuck are they going to ever beat these corrupt superheroes? They have powers. They don't. So they actually had to get very creative and scheme and grind their way to accomplish anything, even begin tiptoeing in the direction of accomplishing something against these odds. So when they did actually accomplish something or beat a superhero, killing a soup, it was a triumph, and it was something extremely big, a pivotal moment. But then, as the seasons progressed, it kept losing that spark, and now it's just soup versus soup, and they're just constantly killing each other, so it just feels so weightless now. And then even the main group of the boys, they get their own superpowers as well, so it just, to me, doesn't have that same oomph that it did in season 1. But I don't want this to be misconstrued as me thinking the show's gone to shit or something. I still enjoy it. I'm still entertained by it. But I do think it just isn't as high quality as it once was, because now it's devolved into more just like soup versus soup shit. And some of the core members of the boys haven't had shit to do in so long. Like Huey gets dreadfully little to actually do here. He contributes almost nothing now to beating Homelander and stopping all of this. He's just kind of tagging along for the ride. Same thing with Mother's Milk. Now, Butcher's got superpowers, so now he kind of gets to handle things himself, and now they have the virus, so that's like the main thing. It's just everything that I think the show was doing in a unique way in season 1, it has slowly been losing over the course of the seasons, and now in the final season, it's really just completely gone in my eyes. But again, I don't think it's bad. It's just, I don't like it nearly as much as I did is all. There is nothing that's been filler about the episodes. They're just giving you more information on some of the characters in the show that's not filler. And every single episode progresses the overall plot. Like, all of it moves forward. I won't get into spoilers, but one of the bigger villain characters just died in the last episode. There's nothing filler about it. I've made it clear that I'm not the biggest fan of this season. I think it is probably the worst so far. But the complaint that it is all filler, I think is just completely wrong. So, like, one of the things they're using is Terror plotline, and we're getting into this spoiler, so spoiler warning. Like, Terror banging Homelander toy thing. Even that's not filler. What's happening is, through the eyes of the dog, it's quirky, I don't love it, but it's not filler. Through the eyes of the dog, you're seeing the fallout of everything that's happening with the group and the boys, and you're seeing Butcher still has that bit of human side left in him due to his relationship with Terror. So you get to see that. That is still integral to the plot. And it is something that was explored in previous seasons, granted not in the same way, but it is still delivering plot-relevant information. Even the stuff with Terror, which everyone's pointing to, is like, no, this is definitely filler, see? And it should be obvious why the Firecracker storyline is also not filler, because it is showcasing her complex relationship with Homelander and God. And if she's going to choose God or Homelander, and it slowly builds that up, and the turmoil that she feels inside, especially with a pastor that basically raised her. And now she's gonna ultimately choose between Homelander or God. Like, all of that is plot relevant and important. And again, these are all things that were explored in previous seasons as well. And now for some reason they're being pointed at as, oh, it's just filler, who cares? It's still important to the plot. And I know people are like, oh, to the last 5 minutes with Firecracker is the only canon thing, everything else is filler. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Filler is when everything that happens actually has no bearing on the overarching plot. It is its own little side quest. Most notoriously with, like, the bounce in Bleach. Good heavens, I actually watched that entire arc. That is filler. Or in other shows where they are just trying to pad out time and a little bit of bloat, so they instead put you on like a side rail that doesn't ever overlap. That's filler. What's happening with the boys isn't filler. They're giving you more information about these characters as they come deeper into the fold on the overarching plot, and every single time, they do. They are. Again, Firecracker ultimately chooses Homelander over God, throwing away Jesus in the trash can right before her death. So everything you saw with Firecracker is clearly important, it's not filler. Again, I don't really like this season very much, but that complaint of it's all filler makes no sense to me. It's like you're not even watching it. Now, a complaint I can understand is that the pacing you don't like. The pacing is bad. That I would agree with. I think the pacing in the final season has been not optimal. It has been glacial at points in what is supposed to be like an explosive final season. So it is definitely moving far slower than I think it should, and it's spending time in areas I don't think it needs to. And that is leading to it feeling kind of like a slog. So I would get that if that was the main complaint, if people were making that complaint more than calling it filler. Because it's not filler. Kimiko deserves better. Oh, that's another one of my big complaints about this season. They have... I was going to say ruined, but maybe that's too harsh. They have really done a number on Kimiko's character. Like I said, having her speak, I think, was a natural progression to the character. They built up to it for multiple seasons and did a good job slowly, gradually getting there. But now they have her speak and all she does is talk about porn and use TikTok Zoomer words and shit. It's so upsetting. Only characters I think they did really well with are A-Train and Firecracker. I completely agree. I think they did a great job with both of those characters. And Homelander. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I don't really know, but I think they've still done a really good job with Homelander. They built up to his current motive, I think, pretty seamlessly. Just constantly chipping away at it. I do think they kind of flipped the switch too quickly, though, at the end, just to get over the line, but overall, I think they did a good job with Homelander's character as well. Homelander feels a lot more stupid now. Well, to be fair, every character has been a lot more stupid since season 1. Homelander used to be a lot more crafty and actually have good plans and stuff, but it hasn't been that way in a while. I wouldn't even say that's like a season 5 thing. They actually nerfed the intelligence of every character. To go a bit further, it also feels like they're getting some ass pulls out there now. So like in the most recent episode, spoilers, I will get into spoilers here, they introduce a character, Malchemical, that's able to put Homelander to sleep with his breath. Like it actually knocks him out. That's like an extremely powerful thing. They also imprison Homelander. One of his weaknesses is enriched uranium. like, so now they're bringing in some, like, weaknesses and some natural counters to Homelander just for the sake of, like, self-contained moments in these episodes, when previously he was the raid boss. The only solution was the virus, the only hope. And if you were going to fight him, you really needed to bring the fucking whole football squad. But now, some random alcoholic gooner's breath knocks him out. Like, I don't know. That, I think, is just a little lame as well. But contrary to a lot of other people's complaints, I actually like that they're giving time to other characters like Black Noir, Deep, that kind of stuff. I actually do appreciate that. I was very interested to see where these characters would be going and what's going to happen, so I do like that they're spending time there. I don't think it's filler arcs by any means, because it does ultimately still progress the plot forward. So I do like that. I see a lot of people don't, which, you know, I'm not your dad, that's fine. I'm not going to come in there with the belt. Like, that's okay for you to like that or dislike that. I happen to like that they're exploring the other characters. But in doing so, I will say that some of the more main characters get shockingly little that they actually get to do in this season. So for the final season, our main boys aren't fucking doing anything. They're on the bench. They are fundamentally just sidelined characters. Like, they've done one thing so far with testing the virus, and then that was it. Then they lose the virus. Because for some reason, no one is ever paying attention, ever. So, like, while they're at Stan's bunker, the daughter just wanders off for hours and then reunites with her father, and he destroys the virus. Like, so, in order for things to go wrong, it's because the characters are just oblivious and really lazy, I guess. Anyway, I'll pump the brakes on yapping about the boys for now. There's still 3 episodes remaining in the final season, which I am shocked by, because I don't know how the fuck they're going to wrap this up in 3 episodes. That feels like it's going to be extremely rushed and underwhelming. With everything as it currently is, nothing feels like it's really in the end game or in its final stages where it can reach a satisfying conclusion, but I guess we'll see. Why, I oughta, you know what? While I'm already yapping, there's another topic I'm finally going to cover in depth, getting into the weeds, the nitty gritty. Red Dead 2. For years, I have been haunted by this chirping about my Red Dead 2 take. Because for some reason, people have convinced themselves that I hate Red Dead 2, which I think is just bafflingly delusional, because in my review of it, I gave it a positive review. I gave it a good score. I really like Red Dead 2. But we live in an age now where if you have any criticism about anything, it means that you actually hate it and can't be a fan of it. You have to worship it fully, view it as complete perfection, otherwise you hate it, I guess. Red Dead 2, I think, is a great game. But I don't think it's flawless. I don't think it's without a few shortcomings. The biggest one for me personally is that it is so realistic to its own detriment. And for some people, that's a great thing. That's 2 thumbs way up. That's a selling point for some people. But in my opinion, I think it's just tedious for the sake of being slow. It's not even really immersive. I hated how looting functioned in Red Dead 2, where I have to open each individual cabinet in order to loot each individual can of beans, or each individual gold doubloon. And this is a complaint that I carry for other games that do something similar, like Crimson Desert, where I have to loot each individual gold piece. For me, it's not immersive, it's a fucking slog, and it makes me roll my eyes every time I start looting something. Again, I had the same complaint in Crimson Desert, where I have to go through and pick up each fucking individual popsicle stick on the ground anytime I'm looting something. It doesn't need to be that way. I can still be immersed if I can just pick up the whole kit and caboodle of gold that's on the ground there, instead of having to go, well, like, oh, here's one, oh, and here's one, oh, and here's one, oh, and here's one. Like, for me, I didn't like it. So that was a big complaint, because looting is a big part of Red Dead 2, but it is so mind-numbingly slow. Like, it is realistic, yes, but I think it is so realistic that it becomes detrimental. Like, I think it's commendable that they have horse balls that shrink when it gets colder and stuff like that. Amazing work. Like, it is cool, a lot of the realism that they have in there, but it does come at the expense of some quality of life things that I would expect from a game like Red Dead 2, where looting isn't the most miserably boring, slow, lame experience there is. So yes, I do find that to be an issue. It is a complaint I have on Red Dead 2. It doesn't mean I hate the game. I still love the game. But I didn't like that. You see, Darman fam, You can like things, you can love things, and still be able to recognize certain things about it that maybe you don't find to be the best thing ever made. The Mummy is my favorite movie ever. Do I think The Mummy is a perfect film? Fuck yes I do. But that's a rare exception because The Mummy is cinema masterpiece. But The Mummy Returns is my second favorite movie. And do I think that that is a perfect movie? You bet your sweet bippy I do. And you know why? Because nothing can achieve perfection except for those two films. I don't care about the Scorpion King's bad CGI. It's a product of its time, and you know what? I think it works really well in the film. But most things, even if you love them, you can recognize that it's not perfect. And that's okay to point that out, and you can still like it. My only other complaint with Red Dead 2, and it's one that I don't even think is that big of a deal, it's that the gameplay is still exactly the same as it was back in the first Red Dead, with very minimal evolution of it. The gunplay still felt exactly the same, just the very safe, standard Rockstar gunplay formula, and I just wanted a little bit more from that. It didn't ruin the game, I still enjoyed it, I still really like Red Dead 2, but to this day, people still act as though I hate it. And people still bring it up constantly during streams like, well, Charlie hates Red Dead 2, so this is a fucking wash anyway. And it's like, what are you talking about? I don't hate Red Dead 2, I've never said that, I've always liked that game. I just had two complaints, neither of which I think ruin it by any means. It's just a couple of things that I would have liked to have seen a little bit better, like a more evolved combat system that isn't pretty much one-to-one what it was a decade prior, and looting that doesn't make me fucking fall asleep where I'm looting each individual thing, opening each drawer and each, checking under each fucking cushion on the sofa for a can of beans. Like, those are the only two things I had an issue with. Everything else I think is amazing. Top tier. So yes, I like Red Dead 2. I'm tired of people pretending that I don't. It's weird. So I wanted to set the record straight on that. Anyway, I'll stop ranting for now. That's really about it. See ya. Hello, my name's Charlie. I'm a 24-year-old man, and yesterday I was 5'6". Living life as a 5'6" man wasn't easy. The constant ridicule, the belittling, the pointing and laughing. I'd go to Target, the employees would ask me if I was separated from my parental guardian, if I needed assistance finding them. I'd go to the bar at Beef O'Brady's and I'd be asked if I wanted a booster seat and an apple juice. I'd look at a full body mirror, totally nude, flaccid dick, soft cock, and I'd sit there wondering, man, if only I was taller. Then I'd stand on my tippy toes, get erect, and start jerking off at the height that I could have had. I'm sorry, it's just a bit of a dark time to be reflecting on, but I'm happy to say I now live life as a 5'10" alpha male. Yesterday I found some insoles that you put in your shoe that give you 4 inches in added height. But not only do they give you 4 inches in bonus height, they're also discreet, so no one's gonna suspect anything's out of the ordinary with you because they're so well hidden in the shoe. Fucking McGruff the crime dog couldn't sniff out the solution to this crime. But I'm letting you in on the secret as to how I got this height. It's the insoles here. I broke the magician's code telling you how it happened. But in the wild, if I didn't tell you that I had these on, you wouldn't sniff a goddamn thing. You'd have no idea. You thought I just had a quick little growth spurt. Now, obviously, I'm still a bit of a novice when it comes to this, so I'm walking around like I got some fucking high heels on, but I imagine as I train my body to adapt to this bonus height, I can make it look far more natural. And I thought to myself, well, that's only for insecure baby boys, I can't use that, but then I got to thinking, wait a minute, there's a glitch in the system. Using this technology and my high IQ, I was able to sniff out a loophole, a cosmic loophole, where if you never take the shoes off, you always have the height. You see, it's genius when you think about it, because when you wear the shoes with the insoles in them, you're 4 inches taller, but it's ephemeral because you have to take them off to shower, to sleep, and just generally you don't want to just have shoes on the entire time. You'll get athlete's foot, you'll get syphilis, you'll get small dickitis. There's a lot of bad things that come with that, but what if you don't care? What if you just keep them on the entire time? And that's what I've done. Now, I am constantly 4 inches taller, and I live at a perpetual 5'10". Tiana, you want any cereal?
Let's knock that glass out.
I've now moved all the important materials to the top shelf in the kitchen because I can easily reach them now. And yes, you bet your sweet ass I sleep with these bad boys on every single night. I wouldn't want to have wet dreams where I'm not 5'10" and I'm back to a 5'6" baby boy. Oh, you're wondering if my power level decreases when I shower because I have to take off the shoes? No, you stupid pussy. I keep the shoes on during every single shower as well. You couldn't rip these shoes from my feet with the goddamn jaws of life. There's like fucking Thor's hammer on my feet right now. Only I can move them around and take them off and on if I choose to. No one else has the strength. It's just, you know, and now at 5'10", I'm like Frieza who's reached his final form. I feel complete. Just look at these old photos of me. Look, in all of these photos, I was a 5'6" man. Can you even believe it? It's disgusting. Yucky. I look at these in pure disgust. I honestly want them purged from everyone's memory and just the internet in general. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it just feels good to finally be a member of the super tall elite Alpha Chad crew. That's about it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. The footage you're seeing in the background is me getting absolutely fucking eviscerated in Mission 84 of Earth Defense Force 2025 for the PlayStation 3. Now I'm making this video just to say thank you to all you who are subscribed to me. I really appreciate it. I know this is cliche and it's out of left field, but I really do mean it. Thank you. I'm not very good at this type of shit, but thank you. I don't like to talk about my YouTube channel, and very few people who know me in real life even know that I make videos. It's just not something I like to talk about, and I know I keep myself isolated from all of you, but I really do appreciate it. I read all of your messages, and some of them are extremely touching, so I just wanted to express my gratitude. And I'm just fucking atrocious at expressing gratitude. I'm just terrible at saying thank you. So I'm sorry if I sound stupid and dumb and fucking shitting. By now, all of you know I just make videos for fun. And to see my channel where it is now, it's extremely meaningful. I never expected my channel to grow like it has, and I never really cared whether or not it grew. And to be honest, I still don't care if my channel grows or not right now. I am content and I'm happy just making videos as it is right now. But I wanted to say thank you because it really is special to have this channel and have it be where it is. And I just wanted to thank you all for that. Now I also wanted to say thank you because since I got partnership last year and began donating all that money to various charities, we've managed to donate over $35,000 to a bunch of charities. And if you want to see the donation receipts, you can see them on the Charity Critical Twitter page. That's my only form of social media. You're welcome to check it out. Now I say we donated that money because I couldn't have donated that money myself. I'm not that fucking made out of money guy from those commercials. But because all of you watched my videos, we were able to raise over $35,000 for those charities. And it's still going up. I'm still donating it every month, so the money's only going to keep going up for those charities. Now, I know in the scheme of things, $35,000 isn't a lot of money, but damn it, I still think it's a decent amount of money. Now, I know I don't tell any of you anything about me personally. I just prefer that you all don't really know anything about me. But, you know, since this is a serious video here, I mean, that's what it is. Let's go ahead and call a beaver, because you don't want to fucking call a beaver something else. It's a fucking beaver, so this is a serious video here. I'll tell you that I have one goal in life, like one ultimate goal, and it's a naive one, and it's unachievable, and it's probably the stupidest thing you've ever heard, but I want to end corruption. And I know that that's probably impossible because to end corruption you would pretty much have to change human nature itself, unfortunately. But I really think that I could at least make corruption not so fucking common. That's what I want to do. When I was around 17 years old, I took a really hard look at the world and I saw a lot of good things, but I also saw a lot of bad things. And I drew the conclusion that a lot of the bad things stemmed from corruption. So since then I've been trying to find ways that I could mitigate it. And for years now I've been trying to find a way to do that or think of a plan, and I still don't really have anything. So now you all know my goal. And you know, since this is a serious video, let's give a serious update on some serious shit. The lawsuit. Not much happening with that shit. But I'm hoping for the best. That's about the update on that. Anything else? Yes, about being a voice actor. I appreciate everyone that sent me information on how to be a voice actor, and I've done the research now. I don't think I'd be a very good voice actor. I can't do a myriad of voices. The only voice I can do is my own voice. So I don't really have much to offer a studio, so I don't think they'd really want me. But I still think it'd be fun to be a voice actor. Anything else? Any other updates? Anything I've missed? I don't think so. Alright, that's it. See ya. When I heard they were making an It show, I kind of had the same gut reaction everyone else did, which was to write it off and just pretty much assume it was going to be, at best, mid. But as I've always said, even things that I'm pretty confident I will hate, I will always give a fair shake to and approach with an open mind, willing to be pleasantly surprised and proven wrong. And in the case of It, Welcome to Derry, the TV show, I was pleasantly surprised. I was wrong, for the most part. I don't think it's like a perfect show or anything, but it is significantly better than I would have expected it to be. Now, I'm going to be getting into spoilers, as I always do these days, so this is your fair warning. This show added a lot of things to it that I think on paper sound fucking stupid. Like actual crack pipe smoking dumb ideas that if I just read like a plot synopsis for this series and saw it in there, I would giggle at it and just immediately wipe my ass with this show. But actually watching it, it shines. In particular, I'm talking about Halloran. Halloran is a powerful psychic with the military who they're using as fundamentally like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 UAV kill streak. He is a psychic that they are trying to use as a compass to target and locate it, the crash site of this entity. So that way they can use it to stop conflict across the globe by just instilling debilitating fear in them. They want to capture it and use it, and they're using Halloran to find it. And he has psychic abilities, in the truest sense of the word. He literally does have psychic abilities. Not to like Mob Psycho level or anything, but he can poke around in people's brain. He can incapacitate people with his mind. He can see into them. He can like astral project himself. And I would have not expected something like that for it. But man, it works really well in this show. And I think it's because of how good of a character Halloran himself is. He is a very interesting character, a complex, deep character that we learn a lot about, spend a lot of time with, and see do some really cool shit. So it worked. Like I would have never expected it to, but it did. Another thing I would have never expected to work really well was having it not always be Pennywise. Because the most iconic part about this entity is the Pennywise element to him, especially with Bill Skarsgård being Pennywise. He does such a phenomenal job as that character. Well, in Welcome to Derry, this entity is not Pennywise at all, really. You don't see Pennywise in the way that you've seen him in the past until like episode 6 at the end. For the most part, it is doing all kinds of other things to scare and kill its victims in Derry. And it works really well. It is brutal, especially the end of the first episode. That was probably one of the most shocking episode premieres I've ever seen, because it like lulls you into this false sense about where the show's going and how it's going to play out. Like, oh, we've been down this road before. It's going to basically be like the losers versus Pennywise again, but this time a little deeper in the past. Okay, snooze fest. And then the end of that episode hits, and it's just a fucking slaughter of everyone you thought was safe, that everyone you thought was going to be a main character just dead, brutalized, like annihilated. It was surprising, but it wasn't shock for the sake of shock, because that becomes an integral part of where the series goes from there. That is like its main motivator, because then you follow two characters that survived it and how, as a result of those deaths, Ronnie, one of the characters that survives it, her father's being framed for the kids dying there. And Lily, she's had her own traumatic experiences and people think she's crazy, so no one believes her and she can't tell people, and she has to find a way to try and prove she's not crazy, and so that way she doesn't get sent back to, Arkham Asylum. It's like a really interesting direction Welcome to Derry goes that I didn't expect it to at all. And it works really well. I think they are very creative with how it terrorizes and kills in this series. Now, with that being said, sometimes the way that it terrorizes and kills looks like absolute dog shit. There are moments in this series that the CGI is just embarrassing. In particular, episode 3. Holy shit, the entire cemetery section where they're trying to take a photo of the entity to prove that Ronnie's father wasn't the one responsible and that there is a monster that's killing kids. and they go to a cemetery to try and like provoke it, and then they end up getting ganked by a bunch of ghosts and like chased around by them. And my God, it looks terrible. It reminded me of like the early 2000s Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy. Like visuals to that level. It was really awful looking. The visuals completely ate shit throughout that entire sequence. And not just there are multiple other instances throughout the series where the CGI just looks super half-baked and unfinished, as if they like forgot to texture it, but then ran out of time, so they just said, fuck it, do it live, ship it. Like, there are moments where the CG is just very, very bad. I also think there are quite a few times where the writing is also atrocious. For the most part, I think the show has solid writing, especially when it comes to some of its main characters, but there are other times where it feels like what they ended up, just printing was placeholder. Like, it feels like there's no way this is how they actually wanted it to come across. For example, I think the most egregious moment of, like, baffling writing choices is in their mission in the sewers. So, they've located an artifact that they want to track down, and so the military does a mission in the sewers, and they send, like, an elite team in there in order to find it, and they're being led by a member of, like, the secret organization tasked with keeping the being under control so it doesn't just, run rampant. So they have this big team together, they're going through the sewers, and they are very familiar with the entity at this point. They know that it wants to separate, isolate, and kill. They know that anything they see in the sewers that they can't explain, they have to kill, they have to shoot, because it is most likely it about to attack and kill them. Like, they know everything about this. The only thing they don't know is the landscape of the sewers, but that doesn't matter, because what ends up happening is when they go in the sewers, pretty much instantly, they all just start splitting off. So, like, they're walking through the sewers and it's a single file line, and you would expect that they'd be in, like, constant contact with each other, like, talking, so that way they know everyone's still in line, or at least, like, turning around and checking every now and then. But that's not how it works at all in the sewer. What ends up happening is, the second that they have to, like, drop into some water, they, like, the first couple that do so, then, like, push a whole mile ahead before the rest do. So, like, they are now completely separated. So they're so far away from the group now that they can't even hear, like, screams from them or anything. So then, like, the next wave of the line goes through the water, and then Halloran gets to the water, and he gets pulled under, and the two guys behind him saw it happen, so they're like, oh, what the fuck just happened? We gotta find Halloran. He just got, like, yanked under. Where are you? Start saying words. Scream. Like that kind of thing. Scream if you love it. Come on, just anything. And nobody ahead of them can hear any of this, like the splashing around, the screaming, the yelling, because they are now so far ahead, and they haven't checked at all if anyone's still with them. So these two guys are looking for Halloran. These two guys are now isolated, so they get ambushed by it. It is like the craziest shit, because they already know that it is there, and they know that it wants to separate and isolate them. Why wouldn't they at least be turning around to make sure everyone's still there? It's like the quickest and simplest action to take, but it doesn't happen. So then, Hanlon and Polly, who are characters that are very important, we've spent a decent chunk of time with them, they happen to notice that the others are missing, so they then go back to look for them without informing the two ahead of them. So there's just never any communication, so the two ahead of them continue pushing forward without knowing that Hanlon and Polly have left. Hanlon and Polly go look for them. Now they're isolated, and now they're getting ambushed by it. Like, it's just so fucking stupid, because all it would take is just like a simple, like, sound off, like, hey, you guys still there? Or even just like one of these, like looking over their shoulder. And then they'd be able to immediately recognize whether or not they're all still in a group or separated. And because of that lack of communication or lack of really doing anything sensible, the whole thing goes tits up, and everything is, out of control now. Like, that was just so fucking silly to me, because it just felt so unnatural. Up until this point, most of the characters, I would say, were making mostly smart decisions, at least on, like, how they handle certain things. But in the sewers, everyone got hit with, like, a stupid beam. Like, I don't understand what went so wrong there. Like, it feels like that would be, like, they knew what they wanted to do with have this mission going wrong in the sewers and all that, but they didn't know a way of doing it other than just having every character just all of a sudden become like a fucking lobotomite. And in that same episode with the sewers, Paulie does a heroic sacrifice where Hanlon believes that he just saw his son in the sewers, but that doesn't make any sense because why would his son be there? And we had just seen moments before he had saw something else that wasn't actually there. So the idea is Hanlon is now just going to shoot his son because he thinks it's it. But Paulie notices, no, that's actually his son in the sewers. So he jumps in front of the bullet, sacrificing himself and saving Hanlon's son. That was really a fucking stupid way of killing off Paulie because he noticed immediately that his son was actually there. It's not it. And he was going to act immediately. You saw him look to Hanlon, and he still had quite a bit of time. I understand it's in slow motion, but he still had enough time to jump in front of the bullet. All he had to do was just hit his gun up. He was right next to him. All he had to do was just push his gun up. It would have been actually significantly faster, and it would have been a lot safer for everyone, too, to just push his gun up or push his gun down instead of just throw himself in front of the bullet. I thought that was just a really lazy way of killing him off, and I do not think that sacrifice hit as hard as I think they wanted it to. And there's a few other notable examples I could pull from for writing that I really just don't think landed, but there's no point in just going through each one of them. I just think there were quite a few instances where the writing really floundered, but like I said, for the most part, I think they did a good job narratively, and especially with the characters. It's just there are moments that had me kind of roll my eyes a little bit. But I would like to mention one more thing that I didn't like too much, and it does still kind of tie into the writing. When they're going through the explanation for the genesis of it, I just thought that was a little silly. Not in the way that it was presented. So basically what happens when we're learning about the origins of it, it's Hanlon who has infiltrated the mind of one of the members of the secret organization that keeps it contained. Well, contained is real loosey-goosey. It runs wild. It still does kill a ton of people, but they write it off as acceptable losses as part of the cycle. But anyway, he's inside of that individual's mind, and he is seeing the past where when he was a kid, his aunt had asked him to recite the story of the Galoo, which is something that was a children's tale that they were all told, but it is true. The Galoo is it. And it's basically the story of how an evil spirit crash landed on Earth in a falling star, and the impact was so great that the falling star split, and thus its cage was broken, and it could, go out and kill now because it was no longer contained. And I don't mind any of that. That's all cool, actually. But what it boils down to at the end, though, is that pieces of that falling star they took and turned into a dagger in order to fight it. And they turned it into these artifacts that are used to keep it afraid of going past the artifacts. So that way it stays in the Western wood. And I just didn't love that. I really just didn't like the idea of having this Excalibur it weapon and these very powerful artifacts they buried in the ground to keep them locked in there. I don't know. That didn't sit super right with me. I always preferred more of the mystery of it as opposed to it now kind of boiling down to it's a Marvel villain that they can fight with this weapon. I didn't love that direction as all. Not the biggest deal in the world because the show is still very solid. I did enjoy Welcome to Derry far more than I expected to, and it has an absolute banger ending, and I'm very curious where they're going to go further with this now. Overall, I really was surprised by how entertaining the show was. So, it was a nice pleasant surprise being wrong on this show. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.